So YouTube is always changing and updating. And in this video, I'm going to be talking about 5 cool new YouTube features and updates that can help you get more views on your videos. Because here's the thing, when you look at your data and your analytics and the information that YouTube gives you, you can make more informed decisions. You can make data-driven decisions. And remember that what gets measured gets improved. And so as we're looking at your channel, as we're looking at your videos, we can start to get insights so our next video can be our best video and get more views every single time we post. And we're going to be talking about 5 of those features in this video. Plus, YouTube is making some new updates and changes as well. So I'm excited to get into those. But if you're new to the show, my name is Sean Cannell. This is Coffee with Cannell. Let me know where you're watching from. Smash the like button if you're fired up. And in the first 15 minutes of the show, we go through content with these 5 tips, and then I bring you on to answer your questions about business, social media, YouTube, and life. And so it's good to see Ironworth, Wolf, Zach, Sam, Becca in the house, Big Dog Plate. Let's dive into the content. And today's episode is brought to you by the Think Marketing Podcast. That's our weekly podcast. And let me know if you've checked it out yet. It's available on every platform, audio on Apple, Spotify, Google, and then of course the video podcast on our new YouTube channel called Think Marketing. And every week we are helping you learn the behind the scenes strategies and tips for growing your influence and making money with YouTube and online video. And so make sure to check out links in the description below or the comments and get subscribed to the Think Marketing Podcast. It's the Tuesday ritual. Every Tuesday, there's a new episode. And so let me know if you've been checking out the Think Marketing Podcast. And let me ask you a question. How often do you look at YouTube analytics? And what questions do you have about YouTube analytics? Let me know in the comments. And here's tip number 1. And that is, when are your viewers on YouTube? And so I'm going to be taking you behind the scenes of the analytics on our YouTube channel, Think Media. And here's some of these new features. Okay, so when you get inside of your YouTube studio, sometimes it can feel intimidating. There's a lot going on. There's a lot of information. It really goes down over on the left side of the screen inside of your YouTube studio. And what you want to click on is Analytics. And what you want to click on up at the top, there's overview and reach and engagement. You want to click on audience. And what's cool is there's this newer feature of when your viewers are on YouTube. Do you see these purple lines here on screen? And this is cool because this is telling you your peak times of viewership. So for Think Media, I'm recording this video on a Tuesday, and at let's see, this is local time. It says your local time. At 3 a.m., some of your viewers are on YouTube, is what it's describing my channel as. At 5 a.m., many of the viewers are on YouTube. By 7, very many of your viewers are on YouTube. I like how they worded that. And then it's very many. The peak hours are really from 7 a.m., my local time. I'm streaming from Las Vegas, West Coast, Pacific time. And then it starts to drop off at 11 a.m. And by 1, many of your viewers on YouTube. By 2, it's down to some, and it's like some throughout the night. It looks like few, obviously, 2 a.m. and like 1 a.m., it's few. And then throughout the day, there's kind of a consistency. But you obviously see this range here. So what does this information tell us? Well, it tells us a lot. It tells us when you should publish and upload your videos, maybe even schedule upload your videos. Now, disclaimer, you might not have this data yet for a couple reasons. The first one is you might not have enough data. Let me know how many videos have you posted on YouTube. If you've only posted 2 videos and you don't have very many subscribers yet, there's not a lot of data yet. So your always first move when you're starting YouTube is to punch fear in the face, punch perfectionism in the face, press record, and post your first 30 to 50 videos with your head down, not worried too much about analytics, just worried about getting in the game and pressing record. But let me know what insights you can see if you can open up your analytics even during this stream when you look at this on the back end. So pretty powerful, right? And this, one of our favorite things, we're actually going to be uploading a video, is about all the tips around scheduling your videos. I think that scheduling your videos is one of the best practices you can have for putting it out. Of course, you can always publish it, but scheduling it helps it get done the day before. And it helps you really think through everything to make sure everything's right. And then it also allows you to potentially upload, because what you'd want to do is upload before really the rise. So for example, we released the Think Marketing podcast today. Every Tuesday it comes out at 3 a.m. our time, because that's 6 a.m. on the East Coast here in the US. And we want to be a part of people's commutes if you wanted to listen to the audio or the video. And then it allows it to be there, if you will, all morning long. And so we post before the rise. A lot of times, and we also use tools like vidIQ to get the same data. And now YouTube is giving us this data. A lot of times on Think Media, most of our videos are schedule uploaded. So they're done at least a day before, and they're scheduled for 5 a.m. or 4 a.m. or 3 a.m. And here's the deal, man. Nobody on the Think Media team's getting up to do that. I mean, I got up at 4 today because I'm a new dad and, you know, life is life, and I just couldn't sleep any longer. I actually started getting some stuff done. But usually I'm still in bed, but the video is coming out. And then as soon as I get up, I can answer comments and engage. So that's tip number one. It's on the audience tab of your YouTube studio, and it tells you when your viewers are on YouTube. You may need to get more videos posted. You may need your channel to age up a bit, because sometimes YouTube is releasing these features in waves. Oh, let me know if you already have this feature on the back end of your YouTube channel. Hit like if you found that valuable, and let's go into the next tip. Tip number 2 is audience interest. Now, this one is super cool. And again, you may need more traffic. You may need more growth before you see this one, but this one's really powerful. If we scroll down a little bit here on the right side now, it says other videos your audience watched. Okay, can you think about how you could use this? You start to understand your audience better. You maybe could get some video ideas. And here's the key. If you want to win on YouTube, to the degree that you understand your audience's problems and ambitions and create content that addresses their problems and their ambitions, when you create the right content at the right time on the right topic with the right title and the right thumbnail, it's very powerful. So being informed and making data-driven decisions and insights from YouTube Studio, analytics, YouTube, the back end of YouTube, you can get various video ideas. So this is kind of cool. In the last 7 days, YouTube is now saying, here's what are some of the other videos that Think Media fans and community are watching. So a lot of stuff, Peter McKinnon, but stuff on the new DJI RS2. Easy tricks for photography. And a lot of times Omar on the Think Media team's doing photography stuff. So maybe that's like, okay, you know, we've been making 10 tips on photography. Maybe we could do our easy tip on photography. See what I'm saying? And here's the deal. We know the psychology of the viewer, because the viewer that is watching this video wants to learn tricks for photography. Do you see how powerful that is? Now, again, you may not have this feature yet, but keep posting, keep building. And even for a while, I mean, Think Media is over 1 million subscribers, and it took a while for this to get updated. So be patient. 3 minutes of no BS, straight to the point, flash photography from Manny Ortiz. So I saw that one and I thought, it's a really good title. What if I did like 5 minutes of no BS YouTube strategies that you can use right now? Do you just see how I used his title formula? Like, it's a different video, but like 3 minutes, you know what I mean? Like, it's a really good title. And then you're like, okay, it even informs the content I'm going to create, even if I don't create a video on photography. And then, so I'm getting some insight into, you know, again, the viewership, the psychology. And there's 3 pages here. I'm also seeing what is hot in tech. Now, this is knowing your niche, right? Or knowing your niche. Man, a lot of people are talking about this DJI RS2. Maybe I should talk about that as well. You know, a lot of people are talking about the M50 Mark II. I haven't even talked about it yet, but we're going to be talking about it on Think Media. You see maybe other channels, Catherine Manning. We've collaborated with Catherine. We had her, she was at Growth Video Live. So maybe there's people you want to collaborate with, or looking at, again, what she's doing. Best USB mics. Maybe that is on our list of things to do. Okay. We got my man, Nick Nimmin, and his new channel, Nick Nimmin Clips is on there. So that's interesting. And then getting some insights. And lots of stuff on the new DJI gimbal. So again, it's like there's the writing there. The M50 Mark II, again, something that we have videos coming on that soon. Of course, Apple iPhone 12. So that is another feature that helps you make data-driven decisions. So let me know, have you been looking at your analytics? Are you intimidated by analytics? That is the audience interest panel, other videos your audience has watched. And it's when you click on analytics on the left side and you click audience at the top of the page under your channel analytics, that is how you get to that particular area. Okay, let me know if you're getting value out of this video so far, and let me know how often you look at analytics. Danny says this is the first time I've been looking at them. And so this should be helpful. And I want to encourage you, again, what gets measured gets improved. Even if it's intimidating to look at your analytics, just go in there, deer in headlights, and just look around. Because eventually you start like Neo in the Matrix, right? It took him a while to like take the blue pill or the red pill, I forget which one. And then eventually he was like, oh, I can dodge bullets, man. You know, and it's bullet time, and he's dodging bullets, and he's like, I'm not even intimidated by you. He sees that the whole thing is just math, and like the green lines of the code is going down, and he's able to manipulate the matrix. If you want to manipulate the YouTube algorithm, right, and begin to understand things, you got to look at your analytics. You got to make data-driven decisions. And so just spend time. Just commit to me that you're going to start looking at your analytics more. What gets measured gets improved. You know, if you want to make progress in losing weight, the more often you measure yourself on a scale, the better, because you know if you're making progress or not. You know if what you did is helping you progress. I did this thing called 75 Hard. I didn't make it. I got about 35 days, and then we had our conference, Grow with Video Live. And one of the things they had us do is take daily progress pictures. Kind of annoying. So every single day you're like in the shower, waterproof phone, like in the mirror, you know, like taking progress pictures. You make it look really bad on day one because you're like, I want it to actually like look better by the end, whatever. Why are you taking daily progress pictures? Because what gets measured more often will get improved more quickly. So when you're looking at your analytics, if you're studying your audience retention, studying what's happening with your time of day, other videos, you're going to make better decisions. You're going to make better videos, and you're going to get more views, more subscribers, and grow your channel faster, which brings us to tip number 3, which is how viewers found this video. This is pretty awesome. I just noticed this, and YouTube Studio is always up to something. They're always cooking, and they're always adding new things. And so what you can do, here I am on the homepage, is you can look at your latest video performance. Our latest video is pretty niche. Let me look at this this video over here. Now here it is. So there's always been like traffic sources, but now underneath the main analytics, okay, there is this traffic sources, how viewers found this video. It's very insightful. Let me zoom in here and we'll get crazy. So this tells us some things. In particular, this video, how viewers found this video, YouTube recommendations was the biggest one, 58%. So the question is like, where do views come from? The question is, you know, where's traffic coming from? And 17,000 views of this video, which is up. So the green arrow says like this video is crushing your typical range. It actually tells you, you normally get 1.8, 1,800 views to 3,600 views. This one already has 17,000 and is getting tons of views. This one's kind of taking off. So YouTube recommendations, but then it breaks it down and it's saying 40% of the traffic on this video is from the homepage. So it's actually telling you in much more granular detail. I just noticed this. Let me know if you've seen this one before. The cool thing about YouTube Studio, even if you love the old analytics, they are gone, you know, now it's all YouTube Studio, is they can add more things to it, and they're constantly tweaking it and adding more granular insights. But even up next, which I believe up next is, you know, when a video ends and then it recommends another video. And so 5,600 views so far have come from up next of maybe a Think Media subscriber or a Think Media viewer that finishes a video, and then this video is out and it's getting a good click-through rate. It's getting good, you know, audience retention, etc. So YouTube recommends it as up next. That's YouTube recommendation. That's a lot. That's 60% of the traffic. That shows you that when a video gets sucked into the YouTube algorithm, when a video is being recommended by YouTube more so than search, more so than ranking, more so that it really can take off. Okay. So this makes you think, okay, well, can I double down on this topic? Can I, what can I learn from this as I'm studying this? This also speaks to how important subscribers are. And that might not come as much news to you because you're like, yeah, I want more subscribers. Let me know. Maybe one of your goals is to get a silver play button or a gold play button. But you don't want to just get subscribers for subscribers' sake. You want people that are subscribed to your channel, that enjoy your content, and you want your content to be consistent enough that you never upload a video that your subscribers didn't subscribe for. Which actually today, arguably, we uploaded a very niche video on Think Media, and that's why it's not doing very good, because a lot of people are like, oh, it's not relevant for me. It's about how a wireless gimbal setup for churches. Like, that's very specific versus like Canon M50 or versus like tips for YouTube. Like how broad the topic is, like how relevant it is to your subscriber base. They might have subscribed for one niche topic you talked about once, and you haven't even talked about it since. So they're not clicking on any of your videos. So by studying this, what I want you to see is that YouTube is recommending this on the homepage and up next. And then another 15% is from the subscription feed. So that is the power of having a base of subscribers, even if the title wasn't great. Now, obviously the title resonated with the viewer, the subscriber, and the thumbnail was clickable, but like there's not going to be many people clicking on your videos in the subscription feed if you don't have very many subscribers. So it just speaks to the power, right, of building a base, one subscriber at a time. Don't despise small beginnings. And so that's where another 4,500 views came from. Then notifications. And you can actually see how many people have notifications on your channel. I'll show you that as just a bonus. It's not one of the tips today. Channel pages. I've noticed that as Think Media has grown over the years, channel pages is kind of like, I see it on my smart TV. Like, I want to encourage you to be more of a YouTube consumer. You're like, bro, my wife does not want you to say that. I already watch too much YouTube. Okay, listen, I want you to consume more YouTube as a student, and think about consuming YouTube on mobile, consuming YouTube on a smart TV. So when we go to our smart TV with our Apple TV and I go to YouTube and I look, there's different on the homepage. It's very fascinating the way YouTube groups videos together. I'm actually logged in with like my Sean Cannell account. So I see Think Media, and Think Media becomes like a cluster of channel pages. It's like videos by Think Media, where like YouTube creates kind of this own playlist thing to it. And the most popular videos are in that channel pages kind of playlist. Channel pages, of course, also like, I don't even know if I'm describing channel pages right. Channel pages being like maybe your homepage or people going through your videos and clicking on your videos. And then other, and you can also click see all, right? And you can get into what's called advanced analytics. And it even gives you like, it's so clearly obvious though here, the blue top one is the browse features is like the thing as it comes to traffic. But then down here, there's also, definitely some other ones. And, this video was more of like a click through and watch it, browse features type of a video, and less of like a ranking type video. So different videos have different strategies. Now, really quick, let me show you where you can see your notifications, which is going to be here, I believe, under, here you go. On the right side under reach, bell notification sent, 100%. So 126,000 subscribers got that. Notification click-through rate, view notification from bells. And that's actually not the one that I wanted to look at. Maybe it's actually back on my macro analytics. It is. So if you go to macro analytics and come to audience over here, subscriber bell notifications, you can see that 16% of Think Media subscribers have all notifications turned on. And then 9% have turned on, who turned on all notifications, and some just turned on notifications. And so typical is 10% to 30%. So I'm kind of right in the middle there. And typical here is 5 to 20. So again, a little bit low, but kind of in the middle. And so anyways, that's on the right side. You can see notifications. I know I'm already throwing a lot at you. But let me know if you're getting value and what your aha moment's been so far. Smash the like button if you would be so kind. And let's talk about tip number 4. And then we'll be bringing on some people for Q&A in just a bit. Update your phone apps. So did you know there's a YouTube Studio app? Let me know actually in the comments. Did you know there's a YouTube Studio app? Not a YouTube app on your phone. Update that one as well. But YouTube Studio is a separate app for you, the YouTube creator. It's the best way to get all of the data that you want to get about your channel. So if I go to YouTube Studio, I can actually see a lot. It's not as good as the desktop analytics, but they're constantly improving this as well with new features and new updates. It's also a little bit of a better way to answer comments, a more streamlined way. So I see my latest videos performance. I can click on video performance and get a ton of data. You can't really read that there, but it says views on today's video over on Think Media. Views are 33% lower because of less subscriber interest. Like subscribers are less interested in today's topic. Okay. Views in the first 7 hours. And this is constantly being updated. But to get the most current updates, you want to make sure your apps are updated. So have you downloaded the YouTube Studio? This is the Google Play Store. You can get it in the Apple Store. Let me know if you even knew there was a YouTube Studio app. Homie's like, I've been missing out, man. A couple people already have it. Fixin has it. Kristen's got it. Awesome. So, and then let me ask you, is it updated? So I recently just updated also my YouTube app, and I noticed that like chapters weren't showing up on mobile, but if you update your app, you can start seeing chapters. Comments are in like a different place. They're making some updates to the YouTube Studio app for optimizing your videos, adding descriptions and tags and making it easier. So these things are always progressing. So that's just kind of a tip. There's new updates coming to the YouTube Studio. Make sure you have both apps, and both apps are updated no matter what kind of phone you have. And again, you can look at revenue and where traffic's coming from, and you can look at comments and as well as all your notifications and things that are happening. Pretty cool. Okay. And then tip number 5, this one's not really new, but I wanted to show you this if you haven't seen it before. There's quick comment responses. Quick comment responses. So what's kind of cool about this is you can go into, number 1, they continually make YouTube Studio hopefully better for replying to people and a user interface. So for example, watch this. On channel comments, this is my whole channel now, right? Now, again, if you're just starting, you're like, well, no one's commenting yet. Well, you got to keep posting, but eventually you get comments and eventually you might be able to manually go through them, but this puts them all in one place. But watch this. Contains questions. Did you know that? Like contains questions. So now you can actually filter across your new and old videos. And it crashed, but you know, theoretically. And another way to do that, let me actually search, and I'm going to search for question, since maybe that didn't work. But even if it did, people right here, they might say, here's my question. You know, my question is, people say 74 years, Christian songwriter. I have my question. You know, whatever it is. Thanks for answering my questions. So I'm searching a word to actually go through all my comments. We could try that again. Let's see if contains questions maybe works. We'll give YouTube another shot here loading up. So here you go. But how do you put the links for videos in the middle? And that maybe is something to just reply to, or maybe that is something to make a new video about, right? So now you're making audience-informed video decisions. Okay. Now, what's also powerful is that you can just quickly reply to people. Hi, you know, hey, now that's not the quick reply, and throw that a little thumbs up. But like, so this is Yumin Wu. In short, the Mark III is better for photography. Goes through, still has some overeating issues, over autofocus. So I'm going to heart that comment and say, very true. Do you see that auto reply? Very true. So YouTube gave me 3 options and I was able to just click very true. Like that's pretty intelligent because I do agree with what she's saying. They read my mind. Like, so they're doing their best. And if you go down, okay, hoping to utilize my BA in communications to become successful on YouTube. We enjoy sharing our lives, tips, tricks in the world with you all. Best of luck. Reply. Now, this really becomes powerful when you're at scale and trying to reply to different people. And again, you might look at your 3 choices and go, oh, none of those are relevant. And you type one out and you might not get the recommendations in this case. And you could say, the Jesus Mirror. I started my channel a year ago. I make Christian faith enriched videos with self-care lifestyle videos, helping people find out who they are. Awesome. Thanks for being a part of the Think Media community. Awesome, Sean. You're just going to answer comments while we wait here. Okay, you get it. Did I spell community right? Okay. So, and then you can just answer those comments, of course, here in the channel comments area in a bulk way across your channel. But those quick comment responses are nice for just, again, I know you got stuff going on in your life, man. Maybe you got a new baby. My baby's coming up on 1 month old, Sean Bradley Cannell. I'm looking for ways to go a little bit quicker with my projects, with my tasks. And so that's kind of a cool feature from YouTube. Now, coming soon is a key moments for audience retention feature. I don't have this yet. So to encourage you, if you're like, Sean, I have none of these things. All right, well, keep posting, right? And they'll be added to your channel, especially as you build up traffic, momentum, and growth. And if you haven't subscribed to the Creator Insider channel, I'll link that up in the comments below. So Creator Insider is when YouTube tells us about the latest updates, the latest features. And so I don't have this one yet, but what this one is going to be giving us, just so you can be always learning, like lifelong leaders are lifelong learners. And this actually gives you like a rating of it sees the intro, it sees continuous segments, it sees spikes, it sees dips, and it's just more. It gives you percentages based on certain areas of your video. This is the game, my friends, of optimizing your content for audience retention, for average view duration, for top time on platform, for making YouTube happy. Because when you make YouTube happy, YouTube promotes your content. And so other features like that are coming soon as well. And so make sure you're subscribed here on YouTube, or hit the like button if you're watching this on Facebook on the page, and turn on notifications so that you could be a part of future Coffee with Cannell episodes. And before we get into questions, today's episode is brought to you by the weekly Think Marketing podcast. Definitely make this a part of your hashtag Tuesday ritual. Every Tuesday, we're bringing you a new episode that you can take on the go, whether you're walking the dog, come on, working out, come on, doing some chores, going on a walk, commuting, doing whatever you're doing. And you have it on audio and video. And we're going through a special series right now on the Think Marketing podcast of how to create a full-time living, to make YouTube your job, where I really break down the 7 kind of milestones in my journey, from my successes, my failures, my mistakes. And so you can see a link to that most recent episode. It's a 3-part series. You can go to part 1 right now, link in the description below. That's the Think Marketing podcast on YouTube. So it is a video podcast there, or you can also check it out on Spotify, Google, Apple, or anywhere you listen to podcasts. Let me know. Question of the day: how often do you look at YouTube analytics, and what questions do you have about YouTube analytics, especially after watching this video? Maybe you're like, dang, there's a whole world. That's a whole new world. Okay, we're not going to have me sing. Anybody remember Aladdin? Like, does anybody? Of course you remember Aladdin. I remember I bought the soundtrack to Aladdin. I had the VHS tape. Come on, Abu. Come on, Jafar. Now we got Will Smith as the genie. I mean, times are a-changing, Okay. Whole new world out there. Let me know your questions about YouTube analytics. What kind of help we could help out with, and we will grab some of those. I got Alina on the Think Media team helping me today to share out the link, and we're going to bring some people on the Coffee with Cannell show. Smash like if you're getting value so far, and let me know what you're drinking. I'm sipping on some Ethiopia beans that I just ground up from brewed the coffee in my AeroPress. Got these from Public Us here in Las Vegas, kind of a niche single origin coffee, delicious. And I'm fired up. And listen, as we get into some questions, let me just encourage you. There's about a little over 70 days left in 2020. If you take out weekends, you take out some holidays, chances are you're going to probably chill out on Thanksgiving. If you're here in the US, maybe eat some turkey and some mashed potatoes. What's your favorite dish? For me, it's a combo bite. Do you like the combo bites? A little bit of mashed potatoes, gravy on there, stuffing, a little bit of turkey, dark meat. Come on, hashtag team dark meat. Dude, white meat has no flavor. Like it's dark meat all the way. But the topping, gravy, there's got to be a little cranberry in that bite as well. And actually, I'm going to scoop that thing onto a little buttered roll. And each bite is going to be off. Put that each bite is like a mini sandwich. And just eat that right off. There's a sandwich shop in Las Vegas called Capriotti's that actually kind of makes a Thanksgiving Subway sandwich. Wow, we got deep. So let me know, are you a dark meat or a white meat? That's controversial. Okay, type of a person. And what's the point? There's around 70 days left in the year. You can't work every single day. Some of you are like, I'm grinding. That's probably not super smart because you got to rest, and tired eyes rarely see a bright future. But what I want to encourage you, just as we go into questions, and type this in the chat for me, is hashtag 50-day sprint. You got about 50 days. If you subtract, time off, resting, lost days, just stuff you got to do, of really grinding. You've got about 50 days of really going for it. You've got about 50 days to really build momentum, not just to finish 2020 strong, but to start 2021 strong. If you want to have momentum going into January next year, you got to start now. You can't wait till your New Year's resolution. You can't wait until December when you're toasting champagne and thinking, now I'm going to start thinking about my goals. It's too late. You got to get your mind right, your grind on, your focus fixed now. And I want to encourage you. I realize that 2020 has been hard. I realize that it's been challenging. I realize that there's been a lot of setbacks. There's been a lot of things that we're in an emotional time, that we're in an overwhelming time, that it almost feels like it's paralyzing of just what's next, what's going to happen. It can sometimes be hard to even just get out of bed or even get to work, but you have to shake off apathy. You have to kick complacency in the face. You have to kill distractions and get hyper focused right now if you really want to make progress. My friends, we are going into the end of the year where massive traffic increases on YouTube, where a lot of holiday shopping starts happening, where a lot of e-commerce starts to spike. No matter what the economy is, there's always people spending money, and their money 4 to 10x's in the fourth quarter. So for those of you that are serious about actually building a real business, about building your influence, about building your YouTube channel, about monetizing, about helping people and solving problems, but turning your passion into a profit while you solve problems, you got to get your grind on now. You got to shake it off, man. You got to shake it off, Taylor Swift. Come on, loses with the analogy. You got to get focused. And I just want to encourage you, for all of those that are part of the Coffee with Cannell community. If this is the first time you've ever watched this show, nice to meet you. My name is Sean Cannell, and I'm here to help you build your influence with video. But it's time to not just dabble on YouTube, but you got to start dominating. It's not time to just sort of ponder about what you're going to do next. You need to stop pondering and start posting some freaking videos. I'm here to agitate you. I'm here not just to be a cheerleader, but to be a coach and to challenge you to say, are you putting out your best work? Are you maximizing your week? Are you giving in to just scrolling and looking at what everybody else is doing and allowing yourself to be paralyzed by comparison? Or are you going to choose to get focused on your own business? Mind your business. Focus on your business. Who cares about what other people are doing? Their business is none of your business, and your business is none of their business. Get focused, ignore the haters, crush complacency, and reject fear. I need you to get clear on your vision, write down some goals, and go all in with hashtag 50-day sprint. I know this year is crazy, but literally, if you take action on this, even if you stop watching all of our stuff, and you get serious right now, I hope this little pep talk gives you a spark in your fire to say, man, I'm going to finish this year strong. And if you're a sports fan, you've seen it. We're in the fourth quarter, even if the team is down by 10, down by 20, down by 30, and it looks like there's no chance that they can come back and win the game, there has been rallies. That's when they say in basketball, when there's a clutch player and starts to really rise up, when the pressure is against them, when the clock is ticking down, that's what's happening right now. Hashtag 50-day sprint. And it's time to get clutch. It's time to shut out the crowds. It's time to shut out the noise. And it's time to shut your door and press record and create some content. And we're here to help. So I just wanted to kind of encourage you. We're in that time right now. At the time of recording this and live streaming right now, hashtag 50-day sprint. I know there's like 71 days left in the year, but you got Turkey Day, right? And you got President's Day. You got stuff to do. And so I hope that encourages. And we're going to jump into some coffee with Cannell. Everyone's in the waiting room like, when's he going to stop? Like, what is going on here? But we got Marie on the show today. Marie, how's it going? Where are you from? And tell me about your business and your YouTube channel.
Hi, how are you? I'm on the show.
I'm really good. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. I'm from Montreal. My husband and I have a food channel, a cooking channel called Food Talks. And Food Talks, yeah. So it's a channel that we started as a cooking channel in general, but we saw good results when we started making pizza videos. So now it's more into pizza making. A few weeks ago this summer, now we're at 245 subs. So we don't have too many subscribers yet. But we used to have really good increase in our watch time, something like 300% increase. And it decreased drastically this fall in September, and mostly in October, we're at a sad 18% increase in our watch time. So we're just wondering, is this something everyone experiences because of, I don't know, the election, this time of the year, the fourth quarter, or we're doing something wrong?
Yeah, that's a great question. I mean, you want to always live in attention. And by the way, thank you so much for being on the show. And I'm loving your thumbnails. Like taking good food photography is a challenge. Like this most recent one, man, it looks great. And the lighting and the way that those thumbnails are turning out looks really good. There's a tension between awareness of external factors and making data-driven decisions based on seasons. And then there's also a tension between just taking extreme ownership and owning your results, period. And it's not black or white. It's always somewhere in the middle. What sometimes I see a mentality, which I don't sense this at all in you as an entrepreneur, but sometimes people in the YouTube community are like, blame everything on the algorithm. Kind of like an extreme way to put it is it's kind of this victim mentality. Like, oh, the algorithm, oh, the weather, like, oh, it's just like a constant blame on everything else. But the truth is there's relevancy to that. But on the other side, there's always like, okay, well, if things shift, like, smooth seas never made skilled sailors. Like, let's raise up our skill. Let's figure out how to navigate it. And so to your point, yes, everything kind of went down in September. It's weird to call it back to school, but that's definitely a relevant trend. Even though back to school, everyone's like not going back to school. They're all virtual, kids are at home. And so you're like, is it really back to school? But people do kind of like in September, all right, summer's ending. At least that's here kind of in the US, right? And it's like sort of back to work, back to school. And there's usually a dip. Now, what am I referencing? Well, interestingly enough, we had like a lower month of Amazon affiliates, and we do some pretty big numbers on Amazon affiliates. But I was like, what's happening? What's going wrong? Like, what's wrong with us? And what we did was we looked back to the year prior, and actually Heather and Melissa on the Think Media team looked up and they said same thing happened last year. It was just the dip right now. And here's a couple things in terms of revenue now. People in September and even October maybe start spending less money on Amazon, like Amazon affiliates. Why? Because they're waiting for Black Friday, Cyber Monday, and holiday shopping. They're getting their money ready. So awareness of things like that are important. But now, just to give my own example, not only was there Amazon Prime Day, which I did 2 different videos about in response to trends, timing, topics. I was at Whole Foods and I saw that I was like, Amazon Prime Day is in the middle of October. And so I put it on the calendar. I planned for it and put out some videos. What's the point? I doubled down. I made more content. I took more actions. You know, we have a pretty big media company now. So it might mean sending more emails, doing more social posts, just doing more things. So let's contextualize that to you. I think it's awareness of saying there's going to be ups and downs in your channel. There's going to be highs and lows. And some of those are environmental. Some days it rains, you know, some days it's sunny. But then you always want to be looking at your analytics and saying, what can I do to influence this? How can I double down? It looks like you're posting 2 videos a week. Like if you want to make more impact or even have more chances for a video taking off or a video going even viral, like you make the right pizza recipe at the right time with the right thumbnail. That's maybe like a Halloween inspired pizza, if that's even a thing you would do. And right around Halloween, then it just kind of takes off and new awareness comes to your channel. Those are the difference makers on YouTube. And maybe it's not Halloween for you if that's not on brand for you. But for example, Amazon Prime Day and me planning, strategizing, working, getting up early, studying, and doing these 2 live streams led to almost 60,000 views when our typical videos lately are getting like 5 to 10,000. So I created like 6x more views on Think Media by actually drafting, NASCAR reference, like Indy 500, drafting behind a trend, behind the timing of a topic. So I hope that's coming across clear. It's not either or, it's both and it's attention to be managed. And let me also just encourage you and everybody watching. There's a really good book by Darren Hardy called The Entrepreneur Roller Coaster. And we'll link that up in the description if anybody wants to check it out. Audiobook's good. The book's great. And the title kind of sums up, it speaks to a lot of strategies that we need as entrepreneurs. But it's the fact that being an entrepreneur is a roller coaster. And starting a YouTube channel is that way as well. I am just, hear me, I'm not like the little pep talk I just gave is not how I get out of bed. I wake up, I look at my analytics, I see all red numbers down, and I'm like, what's even happening? Like, is the whole ship sinking? Is there any hope? You know, I got employees now. Is there any way can I even pay people tomorrow? Like high highs and low lows. Like I'm the king of the world. And like the next day, I'm like, you know what? This whole thing's just, I'm just throwing the towel right now, move off the grid, start sending some homesteading channels and just disappear. Maybe I can get, you know, completely removed from the system and just start fishing and living off the land. You know, like the absolute most extreme extremes. And I don't even sense that energy from you. But again, it's always looking at your analytics like, hey, if it's a rainy day, we're going to get to work. If it's a sunny day, we're going to get to work. If it's September, we're going to get to work. If it's January, we're going to get to work. And that resolve and that discipline through every season is really why your channel will last over the long haul and will make it, and why others will get stuck because of the emotional up and down that actually cause them to get sidelined. It is interesting, and vidIQ could be wrong here too, because it does say that there's 0 new subscribers, which I doubt, but maybe that's true. But it's cool to see your consistency with the 9 uploads in the last month. And I want to encourage you, while I look at this, it does say your views are up. So even if we talk about emotionally, like based on this data, which I'm looking at vidIQ pulling it from publicly, from September 18th to October 18th, you're 35% better than the month before that. So that's also an interesting thing, is to really make sure, you know, there's 2 different mindsets. I know you were talking about like some breakout videos and some things announced, but I'm also like, if you're growing like that, like imagine if Apple grew by 35%, they might with the new iPhone 12. Imagine if Apple grew by 35%, that'd go from like 1 trillion market cap to 1.3 trillion. I mean, you think 35%, that's a remarkable number. So that's also why making data-driven decisions is huge, and you're still early in the journey. So I hope this is encouraging, but let me know, does that make sense? And do you have any kind of follow-up questions about that?
Well, thank you so much. I just wanted to say we have a Thanksgiving pizza coming up.
Smart. Thanksgiving. Are you going to do some other holiday pizzas?
We haven't planned it yet, but I guess now we have to. So thank you so much for your tips.
You're very welcome.
Your baby boy.
Thank you so much. And thanks for coming on the Coffee with Cannell.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye. Data-driven decisions. Man, when you look at your numbers, you can at least make better decisions. Sometimes though, are you like me where you open up your YouTube channel and like the numbers are all red? One of the things we talk about in our Video Ranking Academy is we just say go for green. Like if it's always green, that means it's always growing. At least you're making forward progress. But you might be like, but Sean, it's not green, dog. It's red, man. It's been a dark, 2020. And I get it. There's ups, there's downs. Key is do not quit, right? All right, we got Zach in the house today. Zach, how's it going? Welcome to the Cannell Show. Tell me about your business, your channel, and what you're up to.
First of all, big fan, man. Thanks for having me on the channel. I am just I work full time at my church right now, and I do YouTube on the side. After a
What's
long
your role
time,
at the church?
Media director.
Cool. Where's the church at?
It's in Ventura, California. Pastor
cool.
Jude Fuquay.
Okay, yeah. I grew up with Jude Fuquay and Judah Smith at youth pastor luncheons at City Church, 2003 and 4. I would drive from my small town with Jeff Moores and David Luster, our co-leading youth pastors of our 20 kid youth ministry. And major influence, man, going down and being a part of obviously now Church Home, but City Church with Wendell Smith at the time. Anyways, so deep roots, as Tony on the Think Media team would say, deep cuts. But anyways, back to you. Just a little history there.
Yeah. So I recently had just taken on this position full time, just with the shift of media, and I've been doing YouTube pretty much since March when I was working another job. It's just my own personal. It's Zach Sopak, ZACSOPAK. Yeah. And just out of the passion of learning so much from YouTube over the years with photo, video, editing, all that stuff. And it's just like, I want to give back to people. And really, I would love to make that my full-time job and then be able to take what I do for my church and do that as a sort of a means of just my service there. So one of my questions I had, I know you're looking at some of my stuff there. Like one of my biggest videos was a webcam video, and that was closer to the beginning of COVID. Of course, like capture cards were out of stock and different things like that. And that's been my best video so far. And I'm trying now to, I guess, replicate success that I had with that video with other ones, because I don't want to just be like the webcam guy. I want to be able to add value to people who want to build up their skill set in their photo and video work.
Yeah. I mean, it's a good question. And what that presents is attention that we all face. Eventually in the life of every YouTube creator will come your best video, your breakout video. And whether your breakout video gets 500 views when normally you get 50, or whether it gets 500,000 when normally you get 5,000, you make enough videos over enough length of time during enough seasons. I mean, that speaks and props to you for like taking action, creating content during the lockdown. I mean, you think about that's a negative thing that happened, a tragedy, a hard season. You jumped in, served, and helped people and solved problems. And that is one of the videos that's led to probably the most awareness that you've had so far on YouTube. Just to put into perspective, to always be creating and to encourage our community, always be creating, always turn lemons into lemonade and think about how you can solve problems. Entrepreneurs solve problems. But back to Zach, eventually you have a breakout video. And a lot of times, let me know, community, in the comments, what is your top and most viewed video? A lot of times it can be frustrating because sometimes your top viewed video, almost like what people feel like is it brands them or it puts them in a particular direction, or it starts that they maybe didn't want to go in. And some people, their top viewed video, this can actually be a problem, is unrelated to the content they're creating now. So the video that is bringing the most growth and most awareness and most subscribers could actually be people who are clicking subscribe, but then your new content is not something they want to see because it's unrelated to the video that's generating the most viewership. So let me know in the comments what your top viewed video is. In your case, I don't think it's a problem. I think it's on brand to kind of the overall value proposition, which seems to be, similar to Think Media, helping people get great results on Zoom, cameras, camera bags, and then obviously covering niche things and there's so many people in the world and just serving and helping people. So there's maybe 2 quick tips that I would give you. I think one is you want to think deeply. I'll give you 3 tips. Number 1, you do want to think deeply about where this is where you want it to ultimately go, because what can happen when we are pursuing growth, which is not a bad thing to pursue, but when we're pursuing growth, is once YouTube starts to give us signals, or Instagram or TikTok, we go, oh, that's what the robots like. Well, let me dance more for the robots. Like, let me please the robots more, which may or may not be aligned with our highest goal, highest vision, highest purpose. Because what good is it to climb the mountain only to realize you climbed the wrong mountain? Not that it's a horrible thing, but eventually you're like, I don't want to be the webcam guy. So you already gave me clarity that you don't want to be the webcam guy. Okay. So additionally, though, a term that I think you could apply for all your videos really starting moving forward is bridge marketing. To the degree that you are clear in your videos about what it is you stand for and what people are subscribing for, you may have these splinter off videos that cover things that are slightly removed from the core promise of your channel. But bridge marketing is always offering people a bridge, like towards the end of the video, if people even make it there, right? Barely any people, but like that, at minute 5 or minute 10, you're like, so I hope you enjoyed this, Sony camera webcam video. And this is where maturity as leaders and content creators comes to, where we should actually encourage people not to subscribe. And here's what I mean. Like, that's because the worst thing that you actually can have happen to the YouTube algorithm is have everyone in the world subscribe. Because if people subscribe that aren't going to consume your future content, it's actually going to drive your click-through rate down. They are actually going to signal to YouTube that they're just not interested in what you're creating. So you want to kind of polarize your subscribers. You don't want everybody to subscribe to your channel. You want the right people to subscribe to your channel by offering a bridge. So bridge marketing is like, so look, mainly what I'm passionate about is filmmaking and cinematic video. So when it comes to color grading and cameras and lighting, that's kind of the core thing we talk about. We also talk about kind of fun stuff like this on the channel, but that's sort of the main thing. So if you're into that kind of stuff, then hit subscribe and I'll see you in the next video. Now, again, you may or may not share so many words, because we could get into all kinds of conversations about, if you're saying that at minute 10, they're already gone because they know you're landing the plane. But if you get the intent, it's clarity about why are people subscribing to the channel and offering a bridge. And in some cases, my philosophy on YouTube is YouTube's kind of a very wide, super wide reaching. Honestly, what I'm describing is just lessons I've learned at Think Media, where we have all kinds of videos that are kind of not even one-off, but like, we don't only make best camera for YouTube videos, yet those are the most viewed videos. So maybe people don't care about the other stuff we're saying. But here's the key. We do things like build email lists. We do things like when someone signs up for an email list about something specific, if they sign up to watch our free YouTube Masterclass, they have said, I want to learn YouTube. Like, so dead specific. So now you're, if you will, categorizing, or in a CRM, or like a planning center, or like a Fellowship One or whatever, like a church software, you're kind of like saying, these are the women's ministry, these are the men. Like, you're saying, these are people that are into YouTube. We have a Think Gear guide. And so those are people, okay, they're into gear. They might not be into YouTube tips. Think Media is kind of both. But like, if they sign up for the gear guide, then they for sure want to be followed up with on tech. So I now have built an email list along with the team of segments. That's the word I'm looking for. Segmented audiences that you can communicate with. So let's land the plane and I'll hit any follow-up questions. So the first one is bridge marketing. I think, secondly, thinking about what is the big vision? Like, what is it you want to build? What does winning look like for you? Where does it that you want it to go? And the third tip is also just don't overthink it. Like, if even to contradict myself is like, who cares? I don't know, like, make it like, like maybe some people will think you're the webcam guy. Who cares? Like they're just doing drive-bys anyways. Like you got 19,000 views, double down on the winners, do more of what's working. You know, will this be my brand forever? Will I be doomed to be the webcam live stream guy? In some people's eyes, I'm sure, like I probably am the fill in the blank guy of 1,000 different definitions to 1,000 different people. Whatever, like the people who vibe with you and go deeper with you are going to click on your Instagram and follow you on Instagram and get to know you more, or click subscribe because they actually resonate with your personality. So I hope that all of this kind of thinking adds some point of view and perspective, but I think there's a point of don't overthink it. I think that's like, it's like, don't quote unquote, sell your soul to the robots to just do what's going to please the algorithm. And the tension is sell your soul to the robots. And you know what I mean? Like literally, I mean, cause like, it's not, it's if it's like, if it's the videos that are getting views, listen, that gives you the chance to do the bridge marketing. It gives you the chance to basically, if you will, placate for views, likes. And I don't even think that's the case, because you're talking about how to use, like if you're talking about cam links or streaming and streaming on Sony's and getting good, you obviously have all your look on your videos and all that stuff really dialed. So then it's just a bridge and invitation into your world, and people get to know you and they get to learn your mission, learn your purpose, learn who you are, see what you're about. So reaching super wide and only having 2% of people of a video that reaches 1 million people and 98% are just like, I just wanted the webcam thing. Is Zach, they don't even know who Zach is. They will watch your video. Like this happens to me a lot now as I think media's kind of got big. People come up, they don't know my name. They don't know probably much about me, but they look at me and they're like, are you, I think you're the guy that helped me buy my camera. Like they don't follow me anywhere. Like, you know what I mean? Like it's just, it was like a total drive-by, and there's so many different degrees, and you don't want to get overly romantic about what you even think is happening with your viewers. Out of the 19,000 people that watched that video, 18,900 were like, oh, sick, you solved the problem I was searching for, I'm out. And 100 were like, oh, Zach's kind of cool. And that's how it even maps to the fact, I mean, you're on your way to 600 subscribers. That's how you actually build your 1,000 true fans, your 1,000 super fans, and then beyond, is just by, I do think, paying attention to the wider topics, making the content, but then, you know, funneling down and using some of these other strategies. What do you think about that? And let me know if you have any follow-up questions.
No, man, that's exactly the type of stuff I needed to hear. Yeah, I think just because it is the early stages, I guess I had that fear of maybe I'm just pigeonholing myself like early on. But I love what you said about the bridge marketing, and I think that's probably my angle where I need to start going with it.
Yeah, I love it. And man, I appreciate you, and I appreciate you coming on. Don't worry about pigeonholing yourself. Again, you've probably by this time, a lot of people in our community have heard about Gary Vaynerchuk, who influenced my life because I read Crush It back when it came out in 2009. Why now is the time to cash in on your passion, when my wife was sick and in the hospital, and it was a spark to what I'm doing today. But at the time, he had a wine show where he was reviewing wine 5 days a week for his Wine Library TV shop in New York City or New Jersey. And now nobody even knows that. Now people know him as the business coach or the motivation guy or the hustle guy or the social media guy. And so he created over 1,000 episodes reviewing wine. You want to talk about being pigeonholed? Wrote a book on wine. So you're like, dude, that's all you'll ever be known for. Like, you know what I mean? Like you're in the hole and it's unrecoverable and you cannot climb out. It's not true. Like the way you start steering in a different direction with your brand is you just start creating content in a different direction. You just start planting your flag, new titles, new videos, and having the willingness, the clarity, the resolve to be okay if the numbers go down. Because then that's like what it really comes down to, is people can get so caught up, and we're all guilty of this, and just kind of the vanity metrics, even the haters, like someone on Think Media, like we'll make a video that's meaningful and deep, and someone will be like, oh, you got so many subscribers, why are the views so low? And you're like, well, dude, it's not all about just reach. It's also about depth. And you don't understand the iceberg underneath Think Media, bro. You know, like me responding to like this 12-year-old hater. So like there is it's kind of that iceberg of knowing that clarity of where's this all going, what's the bigger picture. And so I'm excited to see your journey, man. I'm pumped that you came on the show and that we got connected.
Man, thanks so much. I really appreciate it. Enjoy all the content. Love all that you guys do.
Awesome, Zach. Appreciate you. Thanks for coming on. Peace. Yes. Bridge marketing. Hey, hashtag bridge marketing, hashtag 50-day sprint. My friends, we have a couple more people coming on, but my question for you is, what are you committed to making happen in the next, by 2021, in the next 50 days of actual work days you can hustle, even if it's at night, in the morning, before your 1-month-old gets up, while your 1-month-old is in your arm last night and you're kind of like trying to use one hand, but he gets mad because you took it off the pacifier. So like you get about like one keystroke typed. Come on, parents, each time. And then you're like, you put the thing in the deal and then you're like, type. And he starts like, he's so aware. Okay. What are you committed to making happen in the next 50-day sprint? What's a goal? Type it out. Sean, I don't want to type. I'm just listening. Pull the car over. Be safe. Don't text and drive or comment and drive, and respond. Why? It's because if it's not written, it's not real. Put it out into the world what you're committed to making happen. Beards and Banjos wants to hit 1,000 subs after 2.5 years. Respect on that hustle. By the end of the year, I believe you could do it, especially if you get super focused. In the next 50 days, Francis wants to hustle to 34 videos, making them messy. I appreciate it, Francis. Thanks for posting that. Marcus, I'm committed to getting my first affiliate income. Let's go. What are you committed to making happen in the next 50 days? Nona's on the way to 20,000 subs. Let's go. What are you committed to making happen? Commitment is the foundation of great accomplishments. Determination, focus. And if I could offer one piece of hard-won advice that I'm the most guilty of, I'm with you in the challenge of, I think, the most insidious, destructive, saboteur of your success this year. It's maybe a lot of things you think could fit in the category of what I'm about to say, but I'm going to say it. Is distractions. I think your public enemy number one is distractions. Scrolling, interruptions, like taking your focus off the goal, working on the wrong project, getting distracted. I don't know if you got distracted. Ooh, there's an ad. Those jeans are on sale. Oh, you got distracted. Oh, Peter McKinnon just posted a new video. Think Media just posted a new video. Oh, you get distracted. Oh, you know what? Oh, there's a new episode of the season finale of Third Day on HBO Max or Raised with Wolves. You get distracted. Come on, somebody. You get distracted. If you want to crush it over the next 50 days, you got to get focused and you have to kill distractions. A couple book recommendations. Deep Work by Cal Newport. Most people, 99% of people in modern culture are doing shallow work. You're sending tweets, but you're not creating videos. You're doing reels, which are great, by the way, but you're not creating YouTube videos that will rank and bring you traffic for weeks, months, and years to come because of the power of the YouTube algorithm. Cool TikTok, bro, went viral. I don't know what that means. No disrespect, but I don't know. I mean, what's it going to do for you? But what's a strategic, well thought out, well-designed, massive value adding video that actually builds your business on YouTube that'll get views for weeks, months, and years to come and actually attract an audience that maps to your end goal? You got to get focused. Got to kill the distractions. I'm not preaching at you. I'm preaching at me. We got to kill distractions. Let's finish this year strong, get super hyper focused on our goals, and then shut out everything else. You know what distractions could also be? Too many goals. We narrowed it down to 3 big goals in Think Media for the last 3 months. 3 big goals that we rallied the whole 12 of us around. And that seems like, oh, Sean, it's not very many goals. I got like 22 goals. Good luck with that. Focus. Every day I wake up, there's 100 things I want to do. Oh, should I work on this? Oh, there's this thing I kind of want to do over here. Oh, I kind of want to do some like product review thing. And I think about things. Is that connected to my main goal? Is that connected to my clear purpose? Is that connected to that target? You got to get super laser focused right now. Hashtag 50-day sprint. and kill distractions. Oh man, you got to interrupt your interruptions. Okay. Helen, this week I've been setting up my YouTube channel. My goal is to have my niche 60% clarified. Hypergrowth clarity sheet number 1. I love that. Clear. And I love how detailed, Helen, what you wrote down was. The greater detail you put your goals and your targets in, the better. How will you know when you get there if you don't know where you're going? What does winning look like exactly? Right? Define that. Okay. Tina just pulled over. Tina, fist bump. I'm going to edit my videos and finally start my channel. Thank you for being safe to reply to the comment. That's some serious dedication on the Coffee with Cannell show. And so I appreciate you there. And if you want to check out in the comments, Alina linked up Deep Work. It's a deep book, but Cal Newport is actually not active on social media. I got some other people coming on the show. Thank you for your patience. Let me hit this. We just talked, and I got people helping me on social media, and we just talked. We're like, man, in fact, it was Melissa and Heather who do the Think Marketing Q&A, right? Here on the Think Marketing channel, depending on where you're watching this. And Melissa and Heather were like, Sean, it'd be really great if you really started doing reels. And I was like, listen, I was in like that saucy mode, like no sleep. I was like, I agree. And I've done 3. This is Instagram reels. And I was like, but with a new son, 1 month in, and our 3 big company goals, and 5 videos a week over on Think Media, and 2 videos a week on Think Marketing, Melissa, I've got enough going on right now if I have some time. And then I said, with the inner circle training that I'm doing this Thursday, and then with the vidIQ brand deal training that I got to do next week, and then with the camera confidence final module that I'm recording next week, and then with the session I have to prepare to speak at 100X conference, and then with the session that I have to prepare to speak at Eileen Wilder's high ticket conference virtual event, and then with the new Masterclass and YouTube class that we are recording by my deadline in November, and the 2 batch shoot days that we are doing of the Think Marketing podcast in November. If I'm going to hit all those dates, I better not be doing freaking reels today. If I wake up today and I'm like, oh, look, reels are cool. They're going viral. Respect, bro. Cool reels. I love them. But if that's not your main purpose, you got to get on purpose. You got to shut out distractions. And maybe some of the other social media sites are not what you have bandwidth for right now. Maybe it's just about getting that one YouTube video done, that better YouTube video done. And I was like, I would rather do a few things well than be a jack of all trades, but a master of none. Focus, kill distractions, hashtag 50-day sprint. Let me know if you're getting value. Smash like if you're getting value. Kill distractions. I do not have grandparents nearby. That's why I'm upset. I'm just kidding. I don't actually, but thank God for my wife, Sonia, Heather Torres, Isaiah Torres, the godparents, Jordan on the Think Media team, the El Tacoris, our church family. We do have a community, and my mom came up for about a week. Appreciate the question, but we're trying to figure this out as new parents. I'm so on edge. Nobody else wants to come on the show because they're about to get snapped at by a sleepless dad. Okay. Kill distractions, hashtag 50-day sprint. We got Michelle from Athlete Remedy on the Coffee with Cannell show today. Michelle, where are you from, and what's your business and YouTube channel?
Hey, Sean, what's going on? I am coming at you from Miami, Florida. My channel is Athlete Remedy, and I am an athletic trainer. I focus on rehab, recovery, sports injuries, and I actually just joined Inner Circle after Growth Video Live, and shout out to you and the team for making an incredible virtual event. And so I think I joined YouTube years ago, and as you'll see, I just threw stuff at the wall for a while and saw it stick, what would stick. I didn't really have a plan. I just, and I kind of forgot about it. And getting more into like the Think Media world and learning, etc. and definitely after the conference and now joining Inner Circle, I will say I've gotten a lot more clarity, because I feel like I was chasing like so many things. So I got to grow Instagram, and then I got to go do this, and I have to like go on TikTok, and I have, I got to grow my email, but I was like really getting nowhere. So, so my question, is, based on kind of the strategy of videos now coming in as I'm preparing. I'm like making a plan, and I'm doing my 50-day sprint. If you look on my channel, similar to I think Zach, who was just on, the one video that I randomly threw on there, which I think I did like a Facebook Live randomly one time, has like, I don't even know how many views. 19, like
17,000. How to treat a jammed sprained finger.
Like what? So I'm kind of like mind blown, because first of all, I didn't do it on purpose. And I did that like, I think a year ago. And so to be honest, because I was kind of studying and getting organized for the rest of the year and into next year, I didn't even realize that this video was still getting views until I got a message through Instagram from somebody that watched it and was asking me a follow-up question, because I guess I put on there, hey, you can comment here or, shoot me a DM. And so I go back and I look and I'm like, whoa. And I realized, so now of course I've got 2 follow-up like videos that I want to do for that. I went ahead and spent some time and made just like a freebie to put on there. Figured it has a lot of views. It's continuing to get views. I can do a quick PDF guide that really didn't take me a long time just to have there. And kind of move on, right? To kind of have a call to action, because there's nothing on there. So with all that said, I had recorded a video on a completely different topic about like ankle sprains that I had edited. It took, as I'm learning, I've never even done this before, but it took me however long it took me. And I had this plan, like, okay, this is going to be like a 3, thinking about playlists and whatnot and continuity. I kind of halted, because now I'm like, well, wait, does it make sense to do that? And I should have a call to action. I also don't want to get caught in, well, now I'm making all these different freemiums or download, is that a bad strategy? At the end of the day, I know it made sense. The whole bridge marketing that you were just talking about, it clicked for me, because I don't see it as random. Like, they are related. Whoever is interested in more and sort of the umbrella of it will come, and that can always be a way to get them into my world for the bigger thing. So, does it matter if I post this ankle video before this other one? Am I overthinking it here? Should I just think about being consistent and like, that one's ready, just get it on and move to the next, etc. So hopefully all that kind of gives you a little bit of insight to kind of where I'm at.
Yeah, I love it. And so grateful you're part of Inner Circle, and let's dive in. So first and foremost, what's awesome is obviously you have pillar number 1, claimed and mastered your topic. This is your expertise. It's what you have results on. And even to the tune of, 17,000 views on this, it's helping people, it's serving people. I also, just to celebrate the power of YouTube, that your past library brought in 2,829 views, even though you haven't uploaded in 5 months, right? And you still grew 16 subscribers, even though you haven't uploaded. So as you add more, this is why I love YouTube the most. And again, no disrespect against TikTok or Instagram or Reels, but I'll tell you this, no TikToks are getting you views and no Instagram posts are going to get you subscribers and views 5 months later after they die out. And so as you build up a base of videos, that's why we love YouTube the most. That's why it's the best place to establish your brand and your business. And I know you know that. The first thing I would say is I think in general, you are overthinking. We can get in, it's good you are thinking about things, but the promise of your channel is clear, and you want to just post videos. what video should you post next? It doesn't matter. I mean, post one a week. How good should the videos be? You've probably built up in your mind that now they need to, now that you're part of Inner Circle and like really studying Think Media, that they need to be at this next level. No, they don't. Like, your most viewed video was a Facebook Live. So you really just want to take massive imperfect action and just keep putting out smart topics at a done is perfect, done is better than perfect level, and keep that momentum going, because that's what's going to lead to your subscriber base, what's going to lead to growth on the channel, and what's going to get you that momentum and that traffic leading into whatever email list you want to build, whatever course you want to potentially build later. The most important thing we need to talk about, though, is the absolute big picture. Let me point out some vulnerabilities. Utility channels like yours is the same challenge that Think Media falls into. When you have a utility channel, you're usually not getting a subscriber that cares maybe more than about the one thing they came for. If it's a search-based video, like the video that's doing really well for you, somebody's like, I've got a jammed sprained finger from sports, YouTube. How do I treat it? Oh my goodness, Michelle's video helped me. Thanks, Michelle. I don't even know your name's Michelle, even though you said it. I'm gone. Yeah. And the utility solved their problem, and then they move on in life. What is the point of that individual? Once they have that problem solved, do they need more help? Now, you mentioned bridge marketing, which is huge, because in every future piece of content you create, you want to invite people into something. Yeah. And your clarity on that something would be the audience you want to build, the vision you want to build. And that something needs to be compelling. It needs to be, polarizing, because you can't reach everybody. Mm-hmm. For example, if I talk about best camera for YouTube, somebody might go, I don't care about YouTube tips. In fact, I don't even know if I want to start a YouTube channel. I just wanted your camera reviews. Great. Now think about this. Let's just use that as a case study. Someone searches M50 or Sony A6400. They might not care about YouTube strategy. They might not care about YouTube tips. They don't care about my book, YouTube Secrets, necessarily. They just are trying to decide which camera to buy. They watch the video and they go, wow, this was very informative. Omar and Sean broke that down. They might click a link in the description. Powerful, because it's a search-based video about cameras. You have a search-based video about Epsom salt bath with the affiliate link in the description. Great job. It should be in the top 3 lines of text to get more clicks, get a little affiliate money going, just a tip, because it's kind of buried down a little bit.
Fold, yes.
And so they watch the video on cameras, potentially, pick up a camera, which is the original way I was able to reach full-time freedom. I don't recommend that necessarily to everybody, because it can take a while to get like Amazon to full-time, but in tech, with my knowledge of ranking, that's what I did. Right. And so even if it's utility based, it's still practically led to reaching a vision of going full-time, being able to, go all in. But bridge marketing is, and hey, by the way, if you want to not just learn about which cameras are best for creating content, but learn the strategies and the tips, I have a freemium. If they say, well, I'm interested in that, and they raise their hand, they have now joined you in the journey towards a goal that is ultimately where I would think you would be taking people that could lead to building your business. Yeah. Let me just give you one idea and we can discuss it. But now you get into the idea of, okay, is someone going to, let's say you want to create an online course, which is what we really recommend everybody watching eventually do with the e-learning industry exploding, especially over the next 5 years. It is the wave. It is, I think, the best way to make money from home, highly leveraged. We cover that in other videos. But are there a lot of people who want to buy a sports recovery online course? Maybe, maybe not. But are there people who maybe, I like to go to Udemy, not my favorite place to host a course. I see you already have Kajabi, but it's a good place to do some research. And I'm gonna type in physical therapy to just kind of get a vibe on what people are maybe doing with physical therapy. Now, this particular course, it only has 48 students, which this is good data, because that's not a ton. So I think, okay, now it's only 2.5 hours. And this comes into the idea of, if you will, being B2B or B2C. business. You're the business. The C is the consumer. The consumer is the person who maybe would buy an online course on physical therapy or like recovery. They might not do that. And then they might buy a fitness course. Beachbody is like B to C. Beachbody is the business. C is the person watching my friend Chalene Johnson on Pio. They're the consumer and they want to do home workouts. Well, that's a huge market. But then it's kind of like, okay, but B2B would be other people who maybe want to do what you do is a theory, like, or is an option. And then you research. So again, if we add this up, it's not a ton, but it would be a trickle of income if you had videos that had also said, hey, if you're interested in like learning techniques and learning how to make a career in physical therapy, grab my free guide, that might lead to your online course, or maybe goes direct to a $34 course because it's a little bit lower ticket. And $1,679 comes in, so far for this course. This is just kind of doing some research. Do you see what I'm talking about here? What's your thoughts?
Yeah, I totally have done a little bit of research and just to gain just information or insight into what is out there. My main, because of my background, in my day job and really my career thus far, I've worked a lot with high school athletes, and so I have, and collegiate, and so that's really kind of the basis of really like my following. I also, like, I would say on Instagram, which is probably my biggest following right now, like around 3,000. And I also have their parents on Facebook, which I have a group there. And so I've just spent some time just sort of listening and getting a feel for, what is it that they would potentially be interested in buying, or what questions are they continually asking me, so that then I can create something. And so beyond just a standalone course, aside from maybe like a mini course or a baby course that you guys talk about, I envision going into some sort of a membership, a bigger, like the big ticket, not big ticket as in price necessarily, but the big kind of the core, of having a resource, as an athlete, just because those particular people are, underserved in the way that, this information kind of goes, if that makes sense.
100%. And let me give you an example. So this comes back to what we say at the foundation, and you're at a great place, even with your channel. It's where your channel pivots and steers now, of picking a proven and a profitable niche, really getting clear on actually really the whole like the whole journey.
Yeah.
And there's a guy who we've connected a little bit. I'd say we're kind of acquaintance friends. Adam Linkberger also teaches YouTube, because he's helped grow a channel of basketball tips. Grew a massive channel of people that want to increase their jump and stuff. And now I love basketballtraining.com. And so it starts out with an opt-in. As Russell Brunson would say, you could funnel hack this and kind of get an idea for what they're doing. But I think it's clarity on saying, okay, welcome to the future of basketball training. Super clear, one specific sport even. We're not just the biggest, we're the best. You won't believe this. It's an elite training portal. Get on the wait list. It looks like they're updating things. You get the best trainers in the world, elite high school, college, and NBA players. So, this is kind of what they're doing, but it's been all in basketball. It's been like specific results, like this online course, and they've done millions now in sales from the YouTube channel. I believe it's maybe even I Love Basketball YouTube channel. So anyways, that's the kind of clarity. It's 2 million subscriber YouTube channel where you look and you think, okay, 5 vertical jump killers. So let's check this out. They're doing their thing. They're creating content, and they've been building this up for years. Okay. And then we get this 3 inches in 3 minutes guide. Add 3 inches to your vertical jump in 3 minutes or less. Such good marketing, right? Because you start going back to where, even if someone's like growing their physical therapy career, I don't think that's dialed in yet. Like it's probably not, no one's like, oh wow, an online course on like how to become, but like, this is a high passion, high desire. Man, I want to jump higher. I want to be able to dunk. I want to be able to win that dunk contest, whatever, and it's a very specific one problem, one pain point, you get the opt-in and the whole thing happens. And then eventually with the course built and everything else built, let's see, there's another one, free professional workout that helps you add 6 to 10 points to your game. Very specific result of what that'll help you do. So anyways, I think now definitely you've got some work to do as you are already working, but in terms of going through Inner Circle, dialing in your content, I wouldn't hesitate though to still post videos, because that's also just part of, just as you would recommend,
just like the discipline.
Athletes, use it or lose it, man. Like you don't wait. Oh, I'm not really going to like start the season for 6 months, so let me just take 6 months off. No, you got it. Yeah. You got to have the discipline. It gives you kind of the insights. It gives you the momentum, and you already have enough clarity to start steering. Like you're already on brand, I think, for what your channel is, and you're experimenting. So if you just start dialing it in, but I would funnel hack some of what I Love Basketball is doing, because when you really zero in on, okay, what's the big idea? What's the right audience? What's eventually the right offer? What's this all going to lead to? And then you can be a very dynamic brand. Like in the terms of Think Media, we put out a video that someone's like, yeah, I don't care about your free YouTube class. I don't want it, which eventually, talks about Video Ranking Academy or a course. I just want the camera advice. So you might eventually, it's through the holidays, like 5 best recovery tools for athletes, or maybe just 5, and it's exercise bands and whatever.
Yeah.
Like, cool. And so there becomes multiple different things you could do that stay on brand, that maybe bring in income. You could kind of dabble in affiliate marketing. You can have a brand where people follow you for a particular reason, and you collaborate with I Love Basketball, and it's a JV. Like a million opportunities happen as you build your base and your opportunity. Think Media legitimately has over like 10 6-figure income streams. Like we've done, just to say that, like whether eventually it's book sales or audiobook or online courses or affiliate marketing, partnering with other people to promote their programs or events. And obviously that's years down the road in a team, and it depends on your ambition. But that's what I want to call you back to the center of, kind of getting as clear as possible and posting content, because it's that momentum of me as a solo creator committing to get that video up a week. And if I was super busy with my job, it was a video a month, and it was 4 during the summer, and it was 8 during the holidays, because I was like, Black Friday, Cyber Monday, let's go. And I would do my whole gift idea series. And so coming back to the baseline of, just like you would tell me to keep doing my push-ups and my reverse lunges to keep my ligaments, I don't know. I'm telling you to press record.
Yeah, it's interesting that you, even just an example with basketball, because I actually was thinking about, is it okay if I for a while at least kind of focus on basketball, like in relating the recovery stuff, because I do have a lot of experience with it. I do have a big following that plays basketball. I have clout, like I've got success within that sport. And so
it's better. Isn't it okay? Yeah. It's better.
Yeah.
Like the famous saying, the riches are in the niches. And so sports recovery in general, like cool, but like the mentality of the older golfer who's like, well, I subscribed, but like, I'm not getting all these, there's a couple basketball videos, there's some golf stuff. It's for different age. You know what I'm saying? Like the more you niche down to understand that person, the better. It's also, you're already niched. Like Athlete Remedy, people in the audience be like, oh, it's clear. Like but like, it's even better to be more niched down, to the point, by the way, millions of dollars in sales from the I Love Basketball brand for being more niched, not the, help you add 6 to 10 points to your game and more soccer goals and 40 yards to your drive. All of a sudden, if you try and reach everybody, you end up reaching nobody, even in terms of like athletic performance. I mean, it kind of makes sense, but then it really becomes, and
totally,
just to encourage you and everybody watching too, it's interesting because of even Inner Circle, and because we're on so many platforms, and Heather just sent me like, I don't know, we got 250,000 views on Facebook video views, and those can be distractions. Why? So in third quarter, I said, man, YouTube, like, no, it's YouTube. Like, I got to go back to YouTube. And not that I ever left, but I was like, I didn't write Facebook secrets. I didn't write Instagram secrets. I didn't write TikTok secrets. I didn't write Instagram reels. Like, I've been talking about this so long, it's easy to get into other things. I want to go deeper and deeper and deeper. And I, like every entrepreneur watching, right? It's like constant squirrels and whatever, man, if you could keep the blinders on, and that maybe, I think basketball really resonates in this talk, but it's also being willing to experiment. I mean, you could do a season of basketball, like see how it goes, like,
right.
You know, but there's something so powerful, you know, Social Media Secrets, probably a good book, but it's a lot of different directions. Like, it's really nice to be known for the one thing and to go deep on the one thing. But as long as I've done this now, I'm so dang tempted to just go in a million other directions right now. And so I'm hoping to pass along to you and everybody, keep doubling down, like keep being even more clear. I've seen too many people pivot away from kind of that core genius. And there's sure a time to do that. Earlier in the call, right? Gary Vaynerchuk, from wine to business. Like, by the way, that was about like a 10 years and 10 years thing. And I'm, I don't know, 5 years since Think Media really got serious, whatever. Point being, man, niches. And this has become the #1 best-selling YouTube strategy book in the world. Very focused, one platform. And we're here today talking about new updates, still talking about the same thing, still talking about the book. Some people are like, you repeat yourself. I'm like, yeah, that's why you win. Is actually if you stay on message and you actually keep saying a lot of the same things in new ways instead of constantly trying to say different things, you can never build momentum in any one direction. So anyways, kind of a rant, but I would really resonate with
I
basketball.
love it. It totally, that definitely kind of answered a question and brought even more clarity into more narrow focus into what the clarity I was already getting. So thank you for that. And I will say lastly, you talked about like affiliate marketing. I know you guys talk about, what's the quickest path to revenue. And I happened to catch your video or your live stream about Prime Day, like late meaning like I just couldn't like do a video. However, I have like an old, Amazon affiliate account. I just, whatever, I got it at some point anyway, just from me recommending within Facebook groups that, people are asking and knowing about, hey, it's Prime Day. Well, let me just drop a link, but be helpful. I just checked and I was like, there's like $25 commission. I was like, no way. I'm like, oh. And so I know like in your story about like the $2 or whatever, I'm like, man, this feels so awesome. Like that wasn't even like that much effort. Like, wow. So now I'm thinking I've got ideas for the holiday. So Black Friday, just in general, and Christmas, etc., to finish out for video ideas. And I have like a kit.co up because I wanted to see how many, views I could get on different things to gauge kind of what was worth, doing videos on, relating it to the topic. And so along with that, is there a strategy as far as when to post? So let's say for Black Friday, let's say that kind of week, should you post, that right when Black Friday begins, that week before, what's kind of the as far as, a little bit more tactical with that as far as timing? If you could touch upon that, that'd be cool.
I think
I've been doing between that. I've been doing like this versus this research on, like, for example, massage guns or like this.
Yeah, I was actually about to bring those up.
Yeah, huge topic. And so I've got a couple different brands. I'm going to do this versus then relating it into kind of how to use it. I want to not just do like a product review. I want to also integrate, hey, like something practical, a practical use, so that it ties into, I'm going to add that into like a guide as well. Like I have all that, like, so I just want to know, like, okay, when I'm ready to post, when does it make sense to kind of do that, when sort of that starts? Yeah.
So you're better. So for Black Friday, it can be hard because you may not know what the deals are, and you try to post as soon as you can. Like for me, I went live on Prime Day the night before with some information, but Prime Day didn't start until the next day. So then I went live again in the morning, and I kind of used the one live to sort of daisy chain and sort of like build momentum into the whole Prime Day, because again, it wasn't until midnight that Amazon revealed all the deals. So the other thing you can look at is Google Trends though. So what I did was I typed in Black Friday. I typed in, you could go past 5 years, and you can select YouTube search. So it's obviously going to kind of be the same time, but what we call these is tent poles. And so these are the tent poles of when search increases. And you can see that it really starts to spike. Let's go back to last 12 months, that it really starts to spike around November 17th. And then obviously on Black Friday itself around the 24th. And then it even kind of drops off, and maybe people still want to know what products you talked about or whatever. So key is you want to ride the up, and then potentially it, you know, not be on the down, or definitely not too late or even too early. So you kind of want to hit potentially November 17th if you knew what the Black Friday deals potentially were. To your point, it's so funny you were talking about massage guns, because, you know,
they're everywhere.
I'm doing exactly. And I'm, you know, well off financially because of our business and whatnot, but I spent freaking $600 on the Theragun Pro.
Theragun, I know, I saw it on your story, and I was like, ooh, I actually like the Hypervolt better, but it's okay.
Best, which one do you like better?
The Hypervolt, which it's been, they were like the first to market, to be honest, in this whole space like years ago. And now they are, again, like the trend is so high because now they're the official partner of the NBA, official partner of the MLB. I mean, they are taking over the entire sports world. And so it's like they were always, you know, rising and always popular. And now, you know, of course, others came into market. But now I think that they're just like, it shot up again. Sure. I do. There is like an interesting something to be said about kind of like the knockoffs. You know, I've seen a couple videos about that. Like, is it really worth it? You know, hey, do you really need to spend $300 on this, whatever? Thinking about more my audience, like if it's a high school player, like, hey, you know, kind of making does that really matter, and making like a versus, etc. But anyway, that's probably, I would say, like the top one.
Yeah. Well, so that was literally what I was thinking, because they're so profitable. Like if someone, here's what happens with versus, as you know, like if I'm searching Hypervolt versus Theragun, I'm probably going to buy one or the other. If you break down the details, I'm trying to find good wireless earbuds right now for running. And my problem, I bought the Power Beats on Prime Day, but they all hurt my ears. I don't know if I have the weirdest ears. Then I tried some like Jabra, or not Jabra, but Jaybird. Those hurt my ears. So like, you know, but people's ears are different. But I guess my point is I'm in that mode of watching videos. What's the details? Can you show me how it fits, how it works, speak to my unique thing? And then I want to make a buying decision. So there's people, I'm pretty sure, like there's a whole massage gun channel. Like that's like all they even talk about. But like, I bet they're making really good money. They're getting free guns by now for sure. They're getting a lot of review units. I saw one guy who had a whole download where he had like the detailed matrix comparing them. And I don't know how deep you ultimately want to go, but I guess my point is, it's a massively profitable, like you could see your Amazon affiliates go to 100 a month, 300 a month. I think 1,000 a month if you made enough kind of versus videos. And here's the key. You said it. They're a hot topic. Yeah. They're a pricey thing. Even at $200, that's expensive, big investment. And that's at 4%, you're going to get $8 out of that sale. And if you get to 250,000 views like this, you know, and you get 1,000 sales at $8, that's $8,000. You know what I mean? Like, so like that's some serious money just off the Amazon affiliate program, let alone people that are like, oh, who's Michelle? Like she's cool. And they watch your other videos and, you know, some subscribers. So I would say your biggest thing right now, we talked about Google Trends. We talked, I definitely would say different versus videos. What are the hot things that athletes are looking for? I mean, you could get, there's the Viper vibrating roller, so you can roll out your legs and stuff. As now someone who's on my way to running a marathon, I am, and somebody who is, if a marketer can market it well to me, they'll get my credit card information. You know what I mean? It's like, I'm just like throwing it. I'm like that like, you know, entrepreneur that's just like, you know, gets retargeted by a Facebook ad. I'm like, that looks tight. If that's gonna, you know, whether it's just a placebo or actually works, like I'll buy that. Like, you know what I mean? Yeah. Like that's like knowing who you're targeting. You're targeting a certain demographic, certain people. Like, I'm looking at sunglasses right now that, you know, Oakley Prism View versus Chroma Pop from Smith with certain views and how do they, like, whatever. And these are $100, $200 purchases. And so affiliate marketing.
I don't know if you've gotten into that. Like Normatec is a big player. Recovery boots. Those are like
I've seen different things. I've seen the recovery leg things.
Yeah, $1,200,
so,
$1,500. There's
no doubt about it. And you might even be able to get some of those not even for free. Like you could send them back. Like they'll go, oh yeah, we'll let you review them. If we'll send you a review unit.
I'm working on that too. I'm like hitting up a friend who has it at his. Hey, can I just like get, because I want to do a comparison between, again, the Normatec versus one that's more affordable, etc. So I have those those are like my ideas of some kind of like bigger ticket items, thinking affiliate marketing, thinking for the holidays. So like that's like on my list.
So as we land the plane on this talk, here's the key. And this is the final thought for you, Michelle, and everybody watching. Type it in the chat for me. Focus. Now's the time, though, to really figure out. You've got a lot of good ideas, which is awesome. You've got like all kinds of brainstorming happen. The key is to put it into a few goals. And so lean in, everyone. I know we're on this coffee with Cannell marathon right now, but take a sip of coffee and get ready to grind because we're on a 50-day sprint. You got to get clear on what steps do you need to take next. It took me a few days of thinking, pondering, talking with Sonia, my wife, our CFO, talking with Heather and Mel, in our case, on Think Media, and Omar and the team, and really dialing in. We call them rocks. What are the 3 big rocks of the fourth quarter? A lot of planning, they'll say you can't really do more than 3 big goals in a quarter. Like you got to do little things. Like I need to shoot that video. It's not shoot that video. Like that's just like what you got to do as a content creator. But it's like, what is the thing that I need to get done? And you might even do less than 3. I'm saying max 3 big rocks. If that's make a mini course, set up a freemium, but in your case, it might be just create videos. It could be. I'm going to take 3 months and I'm going to talk about massage guns. I'm going to hit it out. I'm going to build the brand. I'm going to get clear. And I'm just going to really put my blinders on. But the key is taking all your brainstorming and all your notes and all your ideas and then putting them into paper, putting 1 to 3 big rocks, big goals on paper, and then calendar blocking the time out. So my whole third quarter is calendar blocked. That's why I was able to earlier just like literally list out. And by knowing exactly what I'm doing and knowing what's important and knowing what I'm focusing on, I also know what I'm saying no to. I also know what's a distraction. And every single day I still get distracted, but at least now I'm self-aware to know this is what matters. And what you're trying to ultimately decide with those big rocks is what are going to be the shortest path to revenue, what are going to be maybe the shortest path to building your influence, which big actions, big goals could you tackle that are going to get you closer to your desired end result. For me, I want to write another book, might not even be next year. So literally I'm now thinking about it, but I'm wise enough to, I think, punt it till 2022. I really want to double down on my Sean Cannell channel. I think about it every day. To your point, I literally think about wanting to talk about running stuff and 4 laps tank tops and Viore and Roan running shorts and Nova Blast Asics running shoes and literally massage guns. I paid money for the craft gun, which is like, being printed right now. And I haven't even got it yet. I bought it for the special months ago. And then the reason I got the Theragun, because I was like, I'm not going to get that thing for like 3 months. I actually want to use it today. And so, but here's what's interesting is, if you could see what I'm trying to get at, it's that even though I've got a channel coming up on 100,000 subscribers, that's called Sean Cannell. I'm like, dude, I'm not even caught up on Think Media. That's not my rock this quarter. It might not even be one of my goals next year, even though it's very tempting. It's a distraction. Could even make money. It'd be fun, but there's a level of discipline. I got people counting on me. I've got my team. I've got like the priorities is the key word, right? The priorities. And even if it's not the team counting on you, it's your dreams counting on you. It's the steps you need to do today for the team you're going to hire tomorrow. And the more any of us delay, give in to distractions, focus on the wrong priorities at the wrong time, it just delays us reaching our goals. So is that a fair place to land the plane?
I like, yes to all of it. I actually had thought, I'm like, am I crazy if I just want to, all these things I've written, if I just want to like hit it hard and do all these videos, because I feel like now is the time to do that. And if I don't, I'm going to be like, oh, I should have done like the timing of it. So you just, that's totally where I'm at. And so, I appreciate it. I mean, I'm like pumped, and I will just say to people listening, because I love the Think Media community. Thank you guys for sticking around. I know it took a long time, but I know that people probably got a lot out of this, because I always get a lot out of people's questions. That, man, if you're on the fence, like, Inner Circle is where it's at. I truly was chasing, like I said, so many things. And in this last month that I've been in it is where I've been able to be at this point, having clarity, even being able to come on today and like know where I'm going, to be able to even ask a question. So I can't say enough about you guys. And so I'm just very grateful for your time today, and for all that you guys put out. So I'm really grateful.
Awesome, Michelle. Well, I'm so pumped we got to connect, and I'm excited to watch your journey. You're going to crush it. And so, let's stay in touch. I'll see you in Inner Circle this Thursday, by the way.
I know.
Yeah.
I think 2:00 or no, 1:00 my time. I don't know. I have it on my calendar. I'm not messing around here.
Cool. All right. Well, hey, thanks again for coming on Coffee with Cannell.
Peace.
Cheers. All right, Coffee with Cannell crew, smash the like button. We will bring on, I think, one or two more guests here, but I am here to frustrate you and poke you, and prod you to get focused. Come on, 50-day sprint. It's time to kill distractions. And if you're taking notes, who's taking notes, right? You're like, what? I'm just listening. If you got your phone out, double tap, let the audio still play on YouTube, open up your phone notes app, and open up Evernote, grab your journal, write a big word on there. Here's the swear word I want you to write down: priorities. Come on, priorities, right? I'm learning this as a new parent. Oh man, you are more selective of your priorities. You're like, that would be nice, but now I have to be very intentional with my minutes and my time. Priorities. What are your priorities? What is the next right step? You don't want to be working on step 8 when you haven't done step 2. And if you haven't actually taken time to sit down and plan, prior planning prevents poor performance. And if you fail to plan, you plan to fail. You know that every minute you spend planning gives you like a 1,000% return on energy. So Brian Tracy, the legend business coach, here's the quote: every minute you spend in planning saves you 10 minutes in execution. And let's actually look at the full quote here. Here you go. Every minute you spend in planning. Wow. And the image gets smaller. Okay. Can we go to like the full size? Here we go. Here we go. Every minute you spend planning saves you 10 minutes in execution and gives you a 1,000% return on energy. If you want to crush it over the next 50-day sprint, take some time to plan. Take some time to write down, what are your priorities? What is the next right move for you? And so if you take some time, even right now, and while we're on this Coffee with Cannell, or later tonight or this week, your fourth quarter, October, November, December, is going to be a lot more effective. Read that again: a 1,000% return on energy. Would you do an investment right now if I could get you a 1,000% return on your money? Because I can. Click the link below. Bitcoin. Send the money to me. Here's my social. Just kidding. If you could get a 1,000% return on anything, powerful, right? So spend some time planning. What are your priorities? We're going to bring somebody else on here, but hashtag 50-day sprint, hashtag kill distractions, hashtag focus, follow one course until successful, focus, follow one course until successful. The difference between your competition that's going to lose and you that are going to win is focus. It really is, because so much time is wasted in today's culture to distractions, to drama, to toxic energy, to vitriol, to working on the wrong project, to working on too many projects at once. And execution is the game. Genius is 1% inspiration, 99% perspiration. It's about putting in the work. It's knowing what to do, getting that dialed, and then getting to frickin' work. Roll up your sleeves, press record. Coffee with Cannell is ready to grind today. And we got Chris coming on the show. Learn, share video, learn, share photo, video. Chris, hey, tell me where are you from? And is that your channel, Learn, Share Photo, Video?
Yes, that is the channel. And I'm calling in from Jamaica.
Jamaica. Well, hey, I appreciate you being on the show. I'm bringing up the channel right now. Tell me a little bit about yourself and what you do.
I'm a Christian YouTuber, videographer, photographer, graphic designer, everything. Very active in church. Well, you know, church is mostly digital now because of COVID and the pandemic. But yeah, I just decided to really hit it hard this year, like right before COVID, and I've been seeing drastic results. So yeah, and I'm a huge fan, by the way. I've been following for years now, and recommending you guys to people who want to like get started in YouTube. I'm like, hey, this is the YouTube guy. This guy teaches YouTube how to do YouTube. So well, yeah.
I appreciate that. And really smart move to double down on content going in COVID, because we saw it and it already went down, by the way, you know, to the point of way earlier in the show. Let me know if anyone's been here for the long haul, you know, hashtag long haul in the comments. When Marie was on, I think we were talking about like, you know, are my analytics up? Are they down? Like what's happening? Let me show you this just for everybody watching too. If you want to see our pandemic analytics, if we look in the last 365 days, there is when the lockdown started. There you go, March 13th. And then boom, this huge rise. And then it started to kind of go more peaks and valleys as the lockdown was kind of softening. And then it's been like whatever. And then we had a couple big things happen. And then, you know, back to a little bit of a higher baseline than before. But again, see, if I compared, if my emotions were based on this day, then I'm going to be depressed on this day. You know what I mean? Highs and lows. So all that to say though, respect for really getting focused, because when people started being locked down, they were consuming a lot more content. And so it's cool to hear that was what you experienced and that you got some results during that time. How can I help? What's a question that you have?
So what I want to know is I've been realizing that my Photoshop tutorials, or just Adobe tutorials in general, have been getting more traction than everything else. But when I initially started the channel, I wanted to do like photography tutorials, videography tutorials. That video right there, how to use Adobe Photoshop part 1, I think it's number 6. If you search for how to use Photoshop, it's number 6.
Yeah.
Like, I want to know, well, I'm faced with a decision now. Do I forget everything else and just hit the Adobe tutorials head on? I mean, that's the huge decision that I have to make, because that's not why I started the channel, but that's what's working. So that's where I'm at right now.
Yeah, so it's a really good question. And I think, you know, it's remembering that we always have options. I mean, YouTube is your tube. You get to do whatever you want. Now, you're definitely asking smart questions to think, should I double down on what's working? Like our conversation earlier with Zach, it's also a self-awareness thing. But if you love Photoshop, if you could see going in that direction, your own success leaves clues. And sometimes you're, in my opinion, actually on a journey that I would encourage everybody watching to consider. Start YouTube in a niche, by the way, like broad brand, you know, brand your music, some photography stuff, a couple different, understanding aperture, but then you had a couple of videos break out. And so now you're at this crossroads to say, well, maybe I should pivot towards those videos. And I would affirm that if that resonates with you. And then furthermore, also to think the whole thing through into a lot of things. I think when not only could you get a lot of views, so make a lot of money with AdSense, we personally make a lot of money with just an Adobe affiliate link to the Creative Cloud in general, and mainly from Premiere, because that's more like where the direction we go is talking about Adobe Premiere. Of course, Adobe also sells like Elements and things like that, and even Creative Cloud on Amazon. So if someone's, you know, watching things, you could do a live stream during sales of it. You know, that's just a way to monetize. But then eventually you might think that you create a step-by-step, more advanced course or beginner to advanced course, and you could upload it to Skillshare or Udemy, or I'd recommend hosting it yourself on something like Kajabi or Thinkific or Teachable. And now maybe you let people download a free gift of 10 Photoshop templates or text templates that people can instantly have access to.
If you saw them.
Yeah. And then you let people know about your course. So if you look towards let me ask you, what is your goal? Would you want this to like pay, be your full-time job and beyond? Obviously you're doing something you love, you're helping people, but are you looking for the shortest path of making a good income from this as well?
Yes, I am. I want to make this definitely the primary, well, not primary because I do like gigs on the side, but I definitely want to scale this enough so I don't have to work as hard as I am right now, just to work a little bit smarter with what's working.
And so if you love Photoshop and it's winning, it is your shortest path to revenue, in my opinion, with the strategies I just described. So then it's making the disciplined decision, which as a creative, here comes the tension that sometimes we have creative tension in our creative soul of, yeah, but I want to make other videos and express myself and talk about how to become a videographer and stuff, which by the way, you can still do, but that's where we go into the tension of like creativity and business. And if you can reach financial freedom, like your whole world of possibilities really opens. And so that's just kind of a tension to be managed, but that's what I would definitely do. And I think about my friend, Brady Shearer, who maybe you know from Pro Church Tools, but early on, he even did a thing where he gave away like a free gift was like 7 Photoshop templates for sermon text templates or something like that. It was free. And then as soon as someone, signed up for that, he offered people another 30 for like $7. And then if they purchased that, he then was like, hey, do you want like the full-on Booyah pack that's like B-roll and stuff, and in regards to helping churches with Photoshop templates, Illustrator, like, and he just kind of and he was able to make some significant moves helping churches while also generating income by having a strategy on the back end of that, in terms of it could be like brushes, plugins, all kinds of different things you could do. And then that's where you really, that takes real work. You got to set it up. You got to build it. You got to get your marketing right, get your funnels built, get pages built, keep making videos, make the call to action solid. If you've seen Frono's photo, it's actually crazy how many ads he puts in his videos where, he does these great videos that are like 50 minutes on every detailed thing of the Canon R6 or whatever. And about every 20 minutes, he's like, hey, my Frono's Lightroom pack, and, get 1 for $20, get 3 for, 30% off. And again, he's doing brand deals. Maybe eventually Adobe wants to do something with you, or third-party software wants to do things. Or maybe you start talking about laptops, PCs, computers that are best for running Photoshop, tablet, like the drawing tablets, the best mouse for avoiding, whatever, for doing design. It could be a million things, but it all kind of orbits around you being the person to help people with Photoshop. And it sounds like we're going heavy in this direction. I don't want to overemphasize it. If you're like, yeah, but I don't want to, well, then don't do it. But I do think, to the point of your question, we really just have discussed like an entire business model around what you could build. And I actually believe with the momentum you already have on your channel, with the skill you clearly already have, and with what you're already doing to help people, that it would just be a matter of time and execution before you could hit your financial targets and beyond.
Thank you. And what you mentioned earlier is actually what I have planned, like courses. I'm really looking into it because people have been saying, hey, you can make some money on like Udemy or Skillshare or whatever. So I'm just like really looking into how I can get into that, as well as like selling stuff, like just more ways of making income. So I'm really like having to make a decision, because when 2021 gets here, or even before that, because I have some holiday videos planned that I want to get recorded and have ready for November. And I just heard the date earlier in the stream. You said November 17th, right? So I'm really trying to double down on those and get those ready, so that by the time 2021 gets here, I can say, hey, I made the most of 2020, right, in the pandemic. So I'm really taking everything in. I guess it's just the conviction within me, you know, the Holy Spirit just pressing me. So it's just time to take it seriously now. So I guess my back's against the creative wall, but my direction is clear. I'm not like ifing and butting.
I love it, Chris. And man, I respect the grind. I respect the hustle, and grateful that you're part of our community, and just really appreciate you. You have got so much good happening for you and so much momentum already. Almost 50,000 views in the last month. And I do want to encourage you, double down. It looks like you did 2 videos in the last month. Is that accurate?
Yeah, I just posted one like an hour ago. I just posted that Premiere Pro one.
Oh, so you got lucky with that second one, because I need 4 a month, man. I need at least 1 a week. So I'm here to give you a kick in the pants and be like, let's get that video a week going, bro.
All right, man. Appreciate it. Thank you for taking the time out to chat with me, and see you guys in the next video, hopefully.
Yeah, sounds good, Chris. Thank you so much for coming on.
All right, you're welcome.
Take care. Man, a video a week. Are you committed, my friends, to kill distractions, to get focus, to get a kick in the pants, Francis? That's right. And to double down and crush. Corey, affiliate sales are real, not a walk in the park, but it's truly possible. That's right, Corey. I appreciate you. Thanks for being here. That is a fact. Cash, I'm retired military. Thank you for your service. Cash, the cool dad. YouTube is definitely a great start. I appreciate you being here. Lisa Cook has already got an online workshop on Udemy. I love it, Lisa. Great hustle. Hashtag 50-day sprint. It's time, whether you're just joining or you've been here, drop it in the comments, drop it in the chat. Are you ready to grind? Can we grind together? Okay. They're like, and then that's when the show got weird. Come on, rise and grind. It's time to get focused, kill distractions, and hashtag 50-day sprint. We're going to finish this year strong. And more than that, you know, I think that sometimes we can overemphasize what we think we can accomplish in a year. It's only one rotation around the sun: summer, spring, winter, fall. But I want to encourage you more than anything. Our results, your results, my results, are really going to be more connected to the habits, to the discipline, and to the momentum that we build going into 2021. You know, how much can you even really get done? I hope you're inspired. I hope you're a little pumped up. I hope you're fired up. But you're probably not going to like change the world in the 70 days left in 2020. But you know what you can do is set yourself up to bring a ruckus, to bring the ruckus, Wu-Tang Clan, to get crazy and really build some massive momentum going into next year. While others are pondering and complaining and bickering and bitter, you're choosing to rise above the noise and really get focused to build momentum so that your next year can be your best year, no matter what's happening in the economy or the world. It's time to get focused. It's time to kill distractions. Coffee with Cannell, super stream today. So let me know, what's one of your goals? What are you committed to making happen by the end of the year? And smash the like button if you've been getting value out of this stream. Most people overestimate what they can accomplish in 1 year, but underestimate what they can accomplish in 10. Most people overestimate what they can accomplish in the next 50 days, but underestimate what they can accomplish in the next 400. By going into, which would be the rest of this year plus next year, by going into 2022, where do you want to be? Man, you get really disciplined for the next 14 months. You get really focused and you keep your focus fixed for the next 14 months. You won't even be the same person. You won't even have the same YouTube channel. It might get uncomfortable for the people around you because you'll be in such a different space. You'll have elevated to such a different level because you refused to be crippled by complacency and to be stuck in the mundane of mediocrity. And you decided to really rise above and get disciplined. I'm telling you, it's within reach. If you will reject cynicism and reject even just the doubt of, yeah, well, but yeah, 2020 though, man, can we cancel 2020? You know what? Let's just wait till next year. Yeah, well, you know, we got an election. Yeah, you know, I don't want either candidate. You know, I think this person's going to get elected and that's going to, dude, who cares who gets elected? I know you care. You should vote. And I'm going to vote too. But the thing is, like, you got to build your business regardless. Listen, you got to feed your family no matter who's in office. You got to feed your family no matter where you are. You may be in Jamaica, right? You may be in the Ukraine. You're maybe in London. Like, you're like, I don't know, man. The US is just crazy. Y'all are just nuts. Okay. Politics matter. Be involved. Be educated, especially if you have a politics channel. Now's probably a good time for you because you're getting the views, you're getting the momentum and all the hype and all the clamor. But dude, it doesn't matter who's in office, man. You got to build your business. You gotta stay focused on what matters, which is what you can control. Okay. You feel my energy. 50-day sprint. Hashtag time to grind. We're gonna have Chip on the super stream. We're at 2 hours and 16 minutes on Coffee with Cannell. Chip, you've been grinding this whole time. I appreciate you being here. Tell me about what it is you do, and thanks for your patience.
Yeah, no problem. Thanks for having me on. Big fan and excited to get your perspective on things. Full-time gig, I'm a real estate agent, but always wanted to get into video creation. And the channel initially started out as Arizona Small Business Insider, where I was creating essentially free commercials for local businesses. Still try to do that, but I posted a video about one of our lakes that was not the small businesses, and I saw what it did analytically, and then my channel kind of switched. I was like, I think I need to go just Arizona Insider, showcase our state, and still showcase businesses. And that's what I started doing. I start making videos just all about the state, what you can do, places you can go, and then what it's like living here, real estate twist a little bit. So yeah, I'm just looking to get your perspective or advice on what you think the number one thing I could do to get my videos in front of more organic eyes. And I might know this answer already, maybe, but I really want your perspective on what do you think I should do.
Well, my first question, and thank you so much for being on the show and loving the thumbnails, loving the vibe that I can see already, is this connected, or do you want it to be connected to your business goals? And is real estate still kind of like where this leads and where you want this to lead?
It's a great question. So like when I first started it, I did not want real estate to be like involved. I kind of want to delineate the two and have kind of my YouTube or video business on the side, as you will, and work on it. But I was actually approached by another local YouTube creator and agent to do like tours together of our towns and cities. And that's kind of where the real estate part came in. But I think I don't want real estate to be, I guess, the main focus. I want Arizona to be the focus. And part of that is showing our neighborhoods and cities. And if people have questions about Arizona, like just in general, like, hey, I'm here, what can I do? Or now I'm kind of curious about living there. I want to be able to help both. And I guess how to show that I'm maybe struggling with, but I don't want real estate to be the main thing, being the short answer.
Do you want this to be a hobby channel, or do you want to make money from it?
I want to grow it like a business for sure.
Okay. And so, yeah, I think that one of the smartest things you're doing is, I would absolutely connect it to real estate, even though you might not be making real estate videos. Mm-hmm. Essentially, you're a media company, you're a Arizona brand. Like, I grew up in Washington State, and we had this thing called Evening Magazine, and it was a massively influential show that covered things in Seattle and covered like food events and covered all kinds of things. And it was like, we'd watch it and like, oh, this is what's happening. And like the boat festival, or the whatever those glide boats were, the fast speed boats, whatever they're called, and all these different things. So now there's these niche brands like yours, which is Arizona Insider. Love the brand. Arizona's blowing up. I mean, I'm sure different areas, right? But like, it's a whole nother conversation, right? Of the housing market. And so there's a lot of search. There's a lot of people that are remote, that are buying sight unseen and things. So you're in the exact and people are continually moving. They're fleeing the coast. They want more square footage. They want more bang for their buck. They want the outdoors. They want the warmer climates, all the trends of COVID. So you're like you're in the front of a wave just by where you're based business wise, as well as this channel. And so my thought is just reinforcing that you're on the right track of you're a guide, you're an educator, you're a personal brand. And I think your personal brand has the opportunity to be extremely influential, which could lead to, again, all of your financial targets by just the level of serendipity that this channel could lead to. It already is, but I mean, it could lead to relationships, deals, business for real estate, people that want to find a home, buy a home, eventually brand deals. So it kind of has to do with where you want to take it, free trips, sponsored trips of things. Does that make sense? And I don't know if that's new information. I don't think it probably is, but I think it's thinking about scaling it into those. Let me give you some practical things, scaling it into and designing exactly what you want it to be. I do think a challenge is a subscriber, unless they like live in Arizona and want to continually learn from you. Yeah. You also are going to be kind of a utility channel. You'll have one-off videos that are popular because somebody actually wants to check out the Alcatara vineyards and they watch that video, but they maybe don't want to subscribe. Other people maybe resonate with you. So some videos, I think it's smart, being like, hey, Chip here from Arizona Insider. I'm just passionate about Arizona and I'm also a real estate agent. And if you ever want to connect, there's like information in the description below, but I'm pumped because today me and the missus, we are headed to the vineyards. And even just that awareness is, again, it leads to business. I saw your LinkedIn. And so, just putting that out there, someone's like, oh, cool, I'm looking for an agent. Like so the more content, the more video ideas, yes, the subscriber base, but also just kind of the one-off coverage. The practical tips I would give you is trying to get clear about like what you are going to cover and what you aren't going to cover. I do think experimenting is fine, which is what you're doing now. But my big question would be scale. I think if you're going to be a media company, I would be wondering, how do you get help filming? How do you get help editing? How do you scale your YouTube channel and brand while also scaling your business? Does that make sense? It does.
And talking about, like you said, the brand deals and being clear about what I'm covering it's a great tidbit there. I appreciate that. And do you have too much money right now or not enough? Right in the middle.
So do you edit your own videos?
I do. And it's funny, you're talking about what I'm going to say to my viewers. And I don't know if you could see, I'm in the middle of a little edit right now. And I just sampled with a new intro, like literally, Sean, almost verbatim what you said. So it's kind of weird that I come on your show, but I do spend hours in front of that monitor behind me.
So, I mean, that's again, what I would think back to is, I think my friend who, is he still in Arizona? Like Steve Panette, one of the smartest things, because he was just crushing with real estate. He got help for some of his content. Now he's more focused on real estate, and he started like a show about real estate. But nevertheless, he got someone to help shooting, someone to help editing, and so he kind of had this ability. And I guess my point is, business is hard enough. Like doing all the stuff you got to do as an agent, showing homes, doing whatever you're doing. Maybe you're investing in things like that takes time. Like I would think one of your most valuable assets would be time, to try to regain that. And one of the things to eventually maybe would be to offload editing, to systematize, to think about, this is interesting. He's got his battle station, he's got his studio. Just how do I create more content faster? How do I create systems around creating content? How do I create stronger videos? Now I see it kind of looks like some of your stuff has a vlog style to it. So of course, like maybe I'm sure you're having fun.
Yeah.
It's you're enjoying what you're doing, but that's just kind of where my brain goes next is, mapped to your ambition. I would be thinking, how do I make Arizona Insider the brand? Eventually the podcast, the video podcast, the YouTube channel. What are the shows? What are the buckets of content? What are the monetization strategies? What are the local businesses and Arizona-based businesses and even international or global businesses that I'm looking for sponsors eventually? What's kind of the 1, 2, 3 year plan? What is, what would money do I need as far as team to help to support that? And that's not all this minute, but that's how big I would think. Okay. And then I would just work towards that. Because by the way, I'm doing the reverse. Been studying real estate, and also real estate investing is what I will do with revenue and profits generated from my business, with the goal of buying one cash flowing property per year, every year for a long time, and just kind of add to the portfolio and eventually whatever, and looking at all kinds of different things. But to your point, you've studied this stuff. There's people who eat, sleep, breathe, and do this stuff all day, every day. So they've got the connections, they've got the network, they've got everything else going on. So there's also part of me where I'm looking at passive investing, because I'm like, well, what I do know is YouTube. What I can scale is my business. And I'm not going to get up and look at the MLS every day. So there's just different challenges that I'm in. That's what I'm thinking is, like, if you're fighting the battle on the investment front, the real estate front, the YouTube front, the build a brand front, a lot of people could probably relate, because people watching got the kids and the college and the 2 jobs and the YouTube channel. But I'm thinking about, how do I buy time back? How do I scale my team? How do I invest dollars to grow this thing so that I can take market share as the insider of Arizona, and really build this brand?
That's awesome. I think it's the time. I think I might almost get to the point where I could think about hiring an editor, because I've got so much content that I haven't touched with, doing my day stuff. So that would be huge to be the local, pro about Arizona in general,
Yep.
And then, Sean, I recommend, if you haven't already discovered Bigger Pockets for real estate investing, podcast and YouTube channel. They're awesome.
I'll check it out for sure. I'm soaking it all up. I'm trying to now go through the Millionaire Real Estate Investor book. That's like that thick.
Yeah.
And I got all kinds of, I got this one too. I don't know if you've heard of that. This from Kent Clother. I'm not even going to say it because it's a family friendly channel, but the 3 best strategies to create consistent income in today's real estate market. This was recommended. I feel you, but yeah, let's stay connected. And I appreciate you coming on the show today. Pumped about what you're doing. And I feel it. The channel looks great.
Thank you.
You're in a sick market, as you know, like, meaning a good thing. Sorry, young millennials, like sick, like you understood, but like somebody else, like, the market's sick. Like, no, you're in a healthy market, you're in a growing market, and I'm pumped you're part of our community. I think you're going to crush it on the other side of all this execution.
Awesome. Appreciate the time, and been a fan and subscriber since I got on this whole YouTube journey. So thank you.
Awesome, Chip. Thanks so much for coming on.
You're welcome. Take care.
Coffee with Cannell family. Smash the like button. Let me know today, what is your biggest aha moment from the last 2 hours and 28 minutes? Have you been here for the last 2 hours and 28 minutes? I have. The coffee's gone. That means that it's closing time. Come on. What was your biggest aha moment? And what I mean is actually more than even just an unlock or an idea or an action item. What are you going to do next? Like, what's your next action item? What did you learn today that you're going to put into practice? Inspiration is 1%. 99 success, 1% inspiration, 99% perspiration. Thomas Edison said it. My man, genius is 1% inspiration, 99% perspiration. Hang on. It's coming on screen. Hang on. Here we go. Okay. It's like one of those pixelated smallest quotes again. Genius is 1% inspiration, 99% perspiration. I hope you got inspired, but I'm wondering, what are you going to put in the work? Steez 365 Daily is getting focused, 2 to 3 videos a week. My man, let's go. We've got Wildcard MMA. I've been practicing all the tools you've been showing since the COVID lockdown. My man, I appreciate you. Just Essential Life. I want to look this up for the 50-day sprint. It's time to grind, man. Here we go. Here we go. And Susie Rose Designs. My brother's a commercial realtor. Buy a small apartment complex, get you $800 a month, small complex. I love that. Can send that email over, Susie. I would love to see that. Let me see what else we got. Francis is about to bring the ruckus. I should have been putting these comments on screen. Like, look at this technology. Today's stream is on StreamYard.com, thinkmediatools.com. Now, we're in love with StreamYard. We are officially going to be making some StreamYard videos. We're working with them because we're in love with them. You know what I mean? Like, it's nice to be in love. And so thinkmediatools.com, if you're ever curious about what kind of tools we use for live streaming, for music, our gear guide, thinkmediatools.com. But StreamYard, you can actually get a $10 credit if you go to thinkmediatools.com. This is the back end because I'm actually streaming on it right now. But that's what I'm using for live streaming on Facebook and YouTube. Fire Over 50 is getting ready to kill some distractions. Oh, man, we got to kill those. It's time. Can we get to 300 likes? Alina's in the chat. Caleb's going to start using StreamYard too. I love it. Kenneth is using StreamYard. Yeah, it's awesome. Awesome. Tina, I appreciate you. Thanks for kicking butt. It's a kick in the pants day, Tina. Kill distractions. Punch complacency in the face. 50-day sprint. Elba, 1 video per week nonstop since you started. Way to go, Elba. Appreciate you too. Just so grateful you're part of our community and Inner Circle and VRA and Grow a Video and nonstop. Love the devotion, the hustle. Really appreciate that. Staying focused. That's the aha. We got silver, gray, white hair, wig. It was awesome seeing you last week with Heather. 1 video a week, finish VRA in the Inner Circle course. That's the goal. Okay, 1 video a week, finishing the course. That's a lot to finish, especially the Inner Circle Vault. You got your work cut out for you, but it's some good work. Gil, I appreciate you as well. Thanks for coming on or being a part of the show today. And if you're just joining, check the replay out. At the beginning, we talked about 5 new tools and new updates and YouTube analytics and things like that. It's time to commit. I appreciate you, Chris, for coming on the show today. And let's see, Marcus, the aha moment. There are opportunities in all different niches. I just need to look 100%. So much opportunity out there. Thomas Edison, genius is 1% inspiration, 99% perspiration. Thomas Edison also said, opportunity is missed by most people because it's dressed in overalls and it looks like work. It's time to get to work, my friends. We win because we work. We are willing to roll up our sleeves, get in the trenches, shoot, record, show up on camera, even if we have sweaty pits, even if we're poop our pants scared, we get on camera and we put ourselves out there to the world. We're willing to make our bad videos first because your first videos are going to be your worst videos, but we refuse to be paralyzed by fear. We put our content out there and someone might say, why are you doing this? Your first 55 videos are terrible. And you say, you know what? That's right, because they're practice. And I'm practicing for the legacy that I'm building in my future. While you're watching Netflix, I'm making my own flicks and I'm uploading them on YouTube. Come on. It's time to press record, get uncomfortable because dreams happen. They never happen inside your comfort zone. Okay. Brother Roland's finishing VRA, learning new video skills. I love it. Can we consider this my history class? Gabe asks. The mention of Thomas Edison. All the Thomas Edison quotes of the day. Gil, amen to that. Dig in and dominate. We're going to stop dabbling and we're going to start dominating today. Marcus, we got to get that merch going. thinkmediamerch.com. We got the Think hats too, by the way. Yeah, Think Media merch. Make your own flicks. Darth is going through VRA again. I love it. See you in there as well. We got Q&As and Tony's tip of the week and the VRA show, all that in the Facebook group. So Darth, stay connected to that Facebook group. And Wildcard MMA went back and redid some thumbnails. I love it. So, hey, we're grinding, man. If you're a part of the Think Media community, the Think Marketing community, we're rising and grinding. This isn't some kind of a toxic hustle culture. We're about life, man. Sean, do you get enough sleep? No, I have a 1-month-old. Of course I don't. Did you before your 1-month-old? Of course, because tired eyes rarely see a bright future. You got to be protecting your most important disciplines and habits, but we win because we work when we're working. You got to just get more disciplined, more efficient, more smart. You got to be willing to maybe do some sacrifices for a while for the success that you want to reach later. But we're not going to just work harder. We're going to work smarter, and we're going to crush this 50-day sprint. It's time to grind, friends. Rise and grind. Punch fear in the face. Punch perfectionism in the face. 50-day sprint. Kill distractions. And let's build. We're going to have so much momentum going in 2021. And guess what? We're not going anywhere. I want you committed. Every Tuesday, the Tuesday Ritual, Think Marketing Podcast. Subscribe on Spotify, Apple. Get that podcast going. For those of you that are part of Inner Circle, we got that coming up Thursday. Be there live. And we'll have more hot seats and all those kind of things that we do on Inner Circle. We'll have more Q&A this Thursday. If you're in VRA, keep going through your modules, man. If you got YouTube secrets, read it. Learn, do. It's time to take action. I really want to finish this year strong together, right? 50-day sprint. And we're going to make some big moves, big progress. But more than anything, we're not going to be stumbling in to 2021, tired, beat down, and defeated. We're going to be sliding in with style into 2021 saying, man, I still got challenges, man. I got mountains to climb, but I got my grind on, my mind right, my goals fixed, my calendar managed, my focus dialed. I'm going into 2021 with momentum. One of the biggest ways to kill momentum is running in one direction. You start to get some momentum. You're running. I'm going this way. And then you go, oh, there's a distraction. Let me go this way for a second. Well, you just lost all the momentum that you had going towards the target and the focus and the goal that you were going after. I'm gonna do one video a week. Oh, wait a minute, distraction. Oh, shoot, now I'm trying to get back to a video and you're wasting all this energy trying to go in 36 different directions. Get clear on what matters most, priorities, and let's grind. 50-day sprint. We're going in one direction, follow one course until successful. Turn on some One Direction. Get your soundtrack, get your playlist rocking, and it's time to go. Hey, I appreciate this super stream. We're almost at 3 hours. I am starving. Ran 8 miles today. Like rounds up, only like 7.3. And I got to go eat. I got to go check in on the fam. Food talks, momentum and priorities, themes of the day. We had a couple themes of the day. Check the replay if you're just joining. I really appreciate you. Thanks for being here, and really, really, really grateful for you. And can't wait to see you on the next Coffee with Cannell. And make sure you're subscribed on the Think Marketing channel because it's bi-weekly. Coffee with Cannell is every other week. But then we got the Think Marketing Q&A with Heather Torres and Melissa Caputo and Tony Ariola every other week as well. So stay locked. We got new content coming your way. Smash like if you got value. Links in the description down below. Appreciate you. Keep crushing it. Keep smashing it. And I will see you in the next one. Peace.